my calculator because I can't do math.
Well, when you do as much damage as Safira does,
That's true.
That's,
Only gonna get bigger.
that's the positive spin on that.
sometimes you gotta add them all up.
You know, when you're as successful as I am.
Can you guys give me an abacus with just multiples of 5?
It's coming tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
You can throw it on the ground if you want.
Everybody gets their
there
own
we go.
counting device.
Yeah, right.
It beeps when you press it, so let's not press it
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
But give us a preview.
One note,
Yes,
keep
do
it quiet
more.
over there.
It's not so bad. Okay, it's
It reminds me of like.
Oh, that's why
Wait,
it's
is
here.
this how- I
You did it
forgot
wrong!
boobs.
You forgot to do you did boobs wrong.
I did boobs wrong.
You did boobs wrong.
there was
Oh gosh.
What
You have
about
to start at the end.
Yeah. That
Five.
makes sense.
531-8008.
Boobies?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
We're all grown ups.
Somebody got A's in that.
Welcome back to
Four.
We'll be jumping in tonight with chapter 48.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
We'll be returning to the Scale House where the group is sort of finalizing after having some off-screen discussion just to sort of iron out the plans. We'll figure out where we're headed, what we're doing with our possibly last night in Mukmu, maybe more. Anybody have any thoughts, things they want to share before we...
Any shots?
Well, it's a big day because it has two major things about summer. It's National Coffee Ice Cream Day.
Wow.
Like the
Have some
flavor
coffee.
of ice cream?
Coffee, buzz, buzz,
I
buzz.
guess so. And National Read a Book Day. And I finished a book today before I even knew that.
Was it Grimari's
Was it Grimari's Giant Grimoire?
Front to cover. I mean, front to back.
All one page.
You're like, I read the whole table of contents and then...
Technically, that's just his bio, probably. Which would be informative.
To cover is gonna be my new phrase.
Open it up. This is exhausting.
It's a common phrase to say that you didn't read something, like, oh yeah, I read his book front to cover.
Well done.
Wow. I was too busy celebrating.
That was a good joke.
Any other thoughts before we roll the intro? And
We have the new emo.
Finally got shipped in.
It got approved 9 days after I submitted it, which is bonkers.
I don't know if that's long or
Yeah,
short.
I know.
but-
Sounds like a pretty good
that's
time
long,
limit
okay.
I'm gonna say it's long
Okay.
from my memory.
Do you want to
but
say what
got
it is?
I think, people already took the liberty.
I'm sorry.
It's like Nat 1.
It's a nat 1.
Nat 1. No, but how do you type the emote?
Oh, it's natty 1 BB.
Natty 1B.
How do you spell that?
Really? Wait, how do you why?
Like Natty Ice.
Zero.
Natty
ONEBEBEE.
Oops.
Wait,
Wow.
E?
You can also just look for it in the thing. Well, no, because you have to do our
goodness.
code too. So it's table T15.
Oh my god.
That's
Just click the little emote
What
button.
the
Yeah,
heck
right.
are main
Just
frames?
click the emote button.
What do I have to do to do? Well, this is a...
The students.
Damn it.
That's,
Did you do it wrong?
I don't know, probably.
Oh,
While we figure that out, we will roll that
easy.
intro.
it's real complicated.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it. Now it's not BD. It's
Bebe.
So we figured it out, maybe not.
It's
Table
the sophisticated.
Table
It's
T,
sophisticated.
15, capital N, A-T-T-Y, O-N-E, E-B-B.
It's that easy. Every time there's a natural one, you have to type out an essay.
By the time someone does that, the next.
Yeah, it will be long.
I must have
That will
made
be
it too long.
so
It's
funny.
Bebe.
Bebe.
I hate that. I hate it. Emote deleted.
We all love it.
Yeah, how do you have to be a partner to get like the nice concise emotes that are just like Bleh. And it
Just like one. Like that's it.
maybe that doesn't exist anymore, right? There's too many channels.
Sad.
All right.
Wow, that was an exciting intro.
While everyone figures out how to type the emote, in chapter 47,
Right.
those led now lead. Orba and Erland made an important trip just outside the city to have the mysterious ring unbound from Erland's foot. Coar Langolis was happy to oblige, as he'd already been prepaid by Jillian, and we avoided a prolonged conversation with Teo Hendry's brother, who was just leaving as we had arrived. The procedure was simple and fairly painless, though Kohar recommended waiting until tomorrow, or at least late tonight, to remove the ring to avoid any discomfort. As this was happening, Graven and Safira wandered down to the main square, where Graven was looking for insight from Wadu about his egg message, and Safira was in the market for some kind of truth-telling potion. At Trinketry, we learned the name of the spell Lady Sangrelaw had used, and at the bauble shop, Wesley offered up a questionable lead on obtaining contraband items. But rather than press the issue, Safira backed off from her request.
Sure.
For the purposes of keeping her options open, Beezaura busied herself renting rooms at both the Scale House and the Lakeside Inn. Vert Killan was able to impart some additional wisdom about the chessboard drawing, and offered to point out the authors later in the day when the evening crowd came in. This intrigued Beezaura, but before acting on anything else, she found a private moment alone to take a closer look at something she'd been keeping in her bag, a first edition copy of Grimari's giant grimoire. The infamous page 216 had changed, but only slightly. Embedded in it was the suggestion that Marvin Bishop was being carted off to Urin Chupa, and the final paragraph seemed to be a plea to get the attention of the authorities so that they could intercept his captors. As Beezaura mulled over what to do with this information, Erland and Orba were chatting with Micah Denholm, who staunchly denied having a library in his basement, and who seemed to have little, if any, association with Josco Tibbets. It was a confusing and disappointing exchange, though Micah's caginess gave Erland the impression that, while he may have been honest about his disinterest in scientific tomes, there was something about the basement of his home that he wasn't being upfront about. Using a bit of newly acquired coin, Graven greased the wheels at the offices of the Broken Crown, picking up a few new contracts before following up on an old one that tied into his previous visit at the Temple of Lakafuya. Solomon Wyland was happy to run down his findings regarding the disappearance of Lady Sangrelaw, but a certain someone else was not quite so thrilled, and Graven was forced to make a hasty exit after getting as much information as he could. After grabbing a bite to eat, the party reconvened at the Scale House. Started the conversation that everyone knew was coming. Where do we go from here? Safira expressed her interest in hiring the rest of the group to assist in her investigation, or became clean about her escape from the halls of transmutation, and we all took a moment to acknowledge that we were probably better off traveling together than separately, at least for now. With the northern settlements firmly in our sights for a variety of reasons, the debate shifted over our plans for the coming days, and as we went back and forth over the merits of making a stop in Tuktu, we asked ourselves, what last-minute things could we accomplish in Mukmu before a bit of probing became a heap of trouble? Would Beezaura's letter reach First Spear Pulnik in time to locate Marvin Bishop? And would the party resist the temptation to give names to the horses they planned to acquire, lest they become doomed to a similar fate as Evie?
That's the most important point.
We find out now, on chapter 48,
Bunch of
Peek
40s.
Beneath the Veil.
I know the name.
You already have the name picked.
already have a name picked up.
Oh no.
That's not.
At the threshold of the door to their cramped quarters at the Scale House, the party can hear the downstairs bar area ramping up, from a consistent murmur to a dull roar. The weight of the conversation is worn on everyone's faces, looks of quiet acknowledgement and appreciation that there's business left to take care of, but that you won't be going at it alone. Despite this, the energy in the room seems to be rising, the enthusiasm of renewed purpose matching the upbeat tempo of the live music beneath your feet. The North beckons, and Jillian's provided insight and resources have given both the motive and the means. It's up to you where to go from here.
Can I ask what time is it right now?
It's almost 7 o'clock. It's like,
Oh, I just have to.
Were you busy?
Just gotta get my things in.
Beezaura, you look antsy.
She's like 1 foot up in the air already.
Just waiting for the moment to.
I mean, she's right to be antsy. I think. Listen, you guys should probably. Someone should go down. I just in case these guys arrive early, we want to hear what they have to say.
Just so we're all on the same page, can we determine what the plan is for the next few weeks, perhaps, starting with today?
Few weeks.
Don't get
that's
ahead of
optimistic,
yourself,
but
Erland.
yeah,
But the bounty I mentioned will take us on the road to Tuktu, earn us a little gold for the carriages/horses that we're going to have to purchase, and lay even lower in Tuktu than we did here in Mukmu.
I guess it basically is determined on whether we can get into the 4th precinct or not.
Well, the fourth precinct is the only thing that is open.
If it's safe.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Well,
Who
it's
has-
whether or not we want to go into the 4th precinct once we sort of, get our bearings.
We'll learn more when we go to the northeast gate. It's the Langoliran. There is a community outside the gates, and they are the ones that need this cursed item transported.
Okay.
Maybe it'll seem too dangerous for us. Maybe we'll refuse it.
Our
But
stay in Tuktu should be brief. We may not even be able to get in, but even if we can get in, we are marked. We are far too deep into this to spend another week or so in a town where we are in danger.
perhaps.
And as the Goliath and I believe Tiefling have expressed, there's some haste to get north.
Well, yes, for me, anyways.
Yes.
There is money to be had on the road to Tuktu. We'll make it quick.
We spend the
In
night.
fact, there is one other bounty on the way. There are 2 paths to Tuktu from here. One of them takes us through the Jikde woods. And there is a bounty.
You nail it every time, despite your trepidation.
Well, I'm native to
Yes.
obviously. There was a merchant riding through the woods that had an iron chest was stolen off of their wagon by supposedly dryads, and there's another at least 100 gold pieces to be earned by retrieving the iron chest.
And the other one was 175, is that correct?
The other one was at least 125, yes.
And involved a curse of some sort, yes?
The item that they need transported is cursed. I don't know any more than that. We'll find out when we go to the gate.
And that would be on the way, right? Just, that's...
Right.
Okay.
Northeast gate to Tuktu is 125 gold. Possibly stopping in the woods in the middle is another 100 gold.
We spend the night in Mukmu, though.
Yes,
To
I know.
rest.
I need to rest, yes.
Okay.
And to finish up any loose ends that there may be.
I might be too conspicuous to join you downstairs, but if you want
Say-
somebody to help you,
In-
to
inci-
join you.
I
Incidentally,
was going to ask if anyone wanted to come.
Yes, I don't know if going down in a large group is useful, but I would think that perhaps with our pooled resources, we would be able to help in some significant way.
Well, if anything, I mean, you can disguise yourself, so she might be able to get a little bit closer than you would.
I actually have something that I would like to get done before we leave bright and early in the morning, so...
So then,
Graven, would you like to?
well, he was saying
I think she's talking about right now. Would you
Yes.
like to join her right now?
No, I want to do it tonight is what I mean to say, sorry.
do you need anyone to go with you for what you're doing?
I don't need it, no.
All right, then
Do you want someone to go with you?
Doesn't matter. Whatever you guys need to get done.
Well, where are you going?
I'm going to the church.
I'll come with you.
Which
One
church?
of these, the new Kelke
Kelke
church,
church.
right? Yeah. One of these holes. And Safira kind of all excitedly pulls out her she's so proud of herself about this, and it's stupid.
Yes.
Look, so that to me looks like the new Kelke church. Am I wrong?
Isn't that the reservation center?
There is a hole near the new
Oh no,
Kelke
sorry.
church.
That's
Not it either.
This is
All the
the
way at the
Kelke
bottom.
church.
There, yep.
There we
you
go.
Yep.
Well, I was.
But there is a hole there. It's just not that.
So you wanted to go look at the hole?
Yeah. I
Okay.
know it's a bit silly, maybe, but yeah, I want to look at the hole.
Alright. May I also just add one caveat if we are to be traveling together, since it seems like that is what is happening?
Sure.
Okay. I believe we need to start communicating as a group. Because
I would agree.
thank you. Because look, a lot of people have been put into dangerous situations without knowing full well what they are getting into. I cannot afford that anymore. Jillian would police it a little bit, but now that she is not part of the picture, we need to start doing it for ourselves. No more secrets. Unless you are literally unable to tell us, no more secrets.
It's fair.
Alright. Because if I find out the secrets, I'm going to travel on my own. I cannot afford to be put in danger
Alright.
anymore.
Okay.
Okay?
So then leaves the halfling and I to snoop around downstairs.
If you like.
Sure.
Goliath, what are you doing?
Is 3 a crowd on your trip?
I do need to be able to light my BC
Graven
tree.
sits down on sits down with like a thump on the bed. in the
He's like,
small
all right,
room.
let's go.
Do you want to join us, Graven?
As I said, I'm a bit conspicuous downstairs, I think.
What if you went and did her whole thing while I do my thing, and we'll be right next to each other?
That's true.
You think you're going to beat the class?
I'm sorry.
Is there a
What
problem?
what does she want looked at?
What do I want looked at, or what does she want looked at? I want to look at the high. Okay. I know it might mean nothing, but I want to look at the whole. I need to. I have to look at one of them. I
I will
have to. It's gonna kill me if I don't.
check out Safira's holes. Yes.
Okay. I will be right nearby.
Oh.
Okay?
Let's go.
Alright, good luck. Who's sleeping where? Because we have 2 rooms in 2 different places.
Oh, true.
Do you two just want to sleep at this game
I
house for
would
the night?
like to sleep here. I was thinking about perhaps doing something I maybe shouldn't do in the morning, but
And what is
Okay,
that?
Well, you've got to tell us what that means. You can't just say
Well,
something like that.
no,
and say, "Well, gonna do
I'm
something
obviously
stupid."
going to. I would just leave it out if I was going to continue to lie to you. I just wouldn't have mentioned.
No more
Well,
secrets.
fantastic.
I know that's literally.
Can you just?
Can I make a request?
What?
Can we not, as I'm speaking, accuse me of not speaking or not telling
Then get
something?
on with it.
All right, goodness. This Micah Denholm that the Tiefling and I spoke to, unless in the vein of no more secrets, the Halfling has something else to tell us, Josco has given us some sort of key. He was obviously not hiding Grimari's giant grimoire, but
you think he might be
he
hiding
was
something?
definitely hiding something in his basement. I don't like him. I was planning on taking a look into his basement very early in the morning. So getting a good rest very early in the morning, waking up, just so that if anything goes wrong, I don't have to spend a night.
Okay.
Okay.
Does anyone want to come with me? And perhaps, did Josco say anything that might be in the basement, or was it entirely a ruse?
What I read to you on that note is exactly
I
what it
understand
said.
that, but it seems like he told you some other things. So did he say,
All about the
read
big-
the half-elf that note for if you want a good laugh? I'm not doubting the contents of the note, I'm doubting the fact that you haven't told me everything, and I am telling you, I am going to rob this man in the morning, so now is the time to tell me more things.
That was all that was said about the basement.
For what it's worth, I heard he hates halflings if you'd like in on this.
No, thank you.
You don't want to have him have some sort of comeuppance? He doesn't like you.
I do not.
That's a good pitch, Erland. It really is.
Well, I've done things because people don't like me, it's fine.
So have I,
Yeah,
but
clearly.
I will sit that one out, thank you.
Alright, fine. Does anyone want to...
In the vein
I'd rather
of...
go to the carriage houses and look into the horses.
Alright, I'll
I
try
mean, that
and...
seems important. If you
Tiefling?
want someone to snoop around with you and make sure you don't get into trouble, I'm happy to snoop
It's just,
around
why
with
would
you.
Josco... He's hiding something, and Josco's given us a rather... It would seem
Josco's given us a key
silly...
to something in his basement. I kind of want to see what it is too.
It seems silly
Alright,
to
then
not
why
at least
don't
follow
you two
through
go
on
do
this.
You can go.
And
In the
also,
early in the morning,
I-
that's the plan.
I'm just looking for a little bit of guidance on this from the group, and in the vein of not telling more secrets. You guys remember when I met with Massif, yeah?
Yes?
I think he could be an ally to us. He did express to me, I'm not going to get into too much detail, but interest in looking into myconid distribution and maybe helping me at least. You know, we might be on the same path. Our interests may be aligned.
He's a Broken Crown general. He was some sort of first. He was in charge. Lieutenant Colonel. He was Lieutenant Colonel.
Do you know where he is now?
No, I don't 100% know. No, I don't. I might be able to get a message to him, and I'm certainly going to need to do that at some point, but I wanted you guys to know that he's interested in that. I'm not sure if I should try to get a message to him tonight, to be honest, telling him that we completed our mission with Gillian, which he was aware of, and telling him what we discovered. I think, you know, insofar as we can trust them, we want as many people who, you know, in positions of authority to be able to help us
The
with
only
this.
thing I would say is that the Broken Crown is a very large operation, and as much as you may trust one member of it,
I agree. I don't trust every member of the Broken Crown, nor would I encourage any of us to do that. But
If we had local law enforcement on our side, it would at least prevent us from having to circumnavigate them as we did in Orange Shupa.
yes, and speaking of Orange Shupa, the other concern I have about that is I think we have to reach out to Polnick. Obviously,
Yes.
we already have sent a message to him. The thing I worry about with him is not so much that we can't trust Polnick, but that we can't trust who's above him. So I think we have to be careful, because thinking about how much money is involved in this, I mean, I think that people over Polnick's head, maybe over Matt's head, have, you know, some monetary interest in keeping this going.
It sounds like
you said you sent an anonymous note, yes?
I just said it was from a friend.
First,
But
he's
it was
selected
it was
Duven.
addressed specifically
This
to.
was- yeah,
it wasn't
it
just
was
like
addressed-
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
the authorities in Orange Shupa. It was
First select
specific.
Duven would be the one in charge above Polnick. It's the only position above Polnick, I believe.
Unless
It's just,
administrator
we
has
saw
been
some
filled since you were
shady,
last there.
we saw some shady business there, right? With Uriel and
I believe Uriel's in here. I believe Polnick to be a man of conviction and a man of honor. We spent a great deal of time looking into him. I spent an even
Yes.
greater deal of time. I went to the room. I
I
went to the
agree.
basement of the Dancing Clam.
But
to
I
look
think
at
we
him.
should maybe inform him, in addition to everything else we've told him, to be careful of
Yes.
people higher in his,
Yes.
you know, ranks.
I will. If you'd like to, you like letters. I would like to draft. I would like to draft a very detailed letter to Polnick, frankly explaining everything, letting him know the mole affairs are involved.
I don't know if that's a good idea. What if somebody gets hold
Well, if
of
it
the
gets in the wrong
letter?
hands, I mean, I think that's the kind of conversation we'd have
Then
to have
we'll
in
be
person,
gone.
to be honest.
No, but somebody will have known that there is some kind of spy or something that has hold of information. We
Well,
will,
the harvesting yard was already partially destroyed, so they know someone's onto them.
They don't
Sure,
know
but-
you by name.
No,
Yes.
I'm not saying we have to say our name, but I think we need to, in detail, let him know where the pocket is, that the mole affairs are involved.
but Jillian also did say something along the lines of let our enemies stew in the mystery of who did this to them, and that might lead them to a misstep if they find out
The
that
problem,
people.
yeah, if Polnick gets tipped off to all that information, knowing him as we do, what I think he's going to do is barge in there with as many men. I mean, he's going to try to solve the problem
Yes.
now. I don't think he's going to be patient, which is something that I admire about him, but something that's absolutely going to shoot us in the foot.
What we could do is give him a piece of information that is like a focal point, not all the information, but one pressure
We can
point of
focus
the
Well, it
him
sounds
on
like the
capturing
halfling already did
Marvin.
that.
Yes, something along those lines. Something local and small that would also still interrupt the goings on of.
That's what you already did, though, yes?
I already sent him.
Great.
the letter.
I think that's more than enough for
We have
him.
no names attached, so it doesn't have any sort of backtrack.
Good idea. All right. Well, I wish to go and get my things done.
I think we should get moving, Erland, if we're going to go downstairs.
Yeah, I agree.
We should go
Do you
down.
want the
Let-
key to the lakeside inn?
Oh, yes, please.
If we don't meet up again tonight, I'm gonna head to the carriages first thing in the morning, and we can all meet at the northeast gate
First thing in the morning.
as soon as you're done with your.
It'll still be. I intend to go to bed. Essentially, as soon as we're done looking here, so that I can wake up. Ideally, while it's still dark outside. So first light, I should still make it out to the.
Are you not taking me with you?
to the... oh, yes, if you want to come as well, yes.
Yeah, well, someone's gonna keep you out of trouble, so.
Good luck. Key. Thank you.
You're giving her the lakeside
Lakeside
inn.
inn.
Great.
It is
2 beds in there, right?
It's GM.
6H.
6H, thank you. Okay, let's go.
Who are the first sort of headed down here? You sort of all going down?
I definitely want to stagger.
Yeah. We'll go first.
Okay, so I'll let BZ go first.
Sarah goes down first. Okay, a couple steps down, and immediately as you're sort of getting to the bottom of the staircase, you can, you can hear the music sort of picking up and the activity. It's significantly busier than when you went up the stairs. Sort of, you anticipate that the evening sort of dinner time crowd, people coming for a meal, people coming for a drink. And the first thing you notice as you're sort of coming down that little hallway that you have to like move the rope to get through and then kind of put it back behind you, there seems to be a tiefling man who's sitting a couple of tables over. And he seems to have positioned himself specifically so he's kind of facing the staircase.
Oh, God.
And he looks very familiar to you. He looks like Teo.
Oh, boy.
But he's kind of sitting there, and there's a kid next to him that you don't recognize. And as you kind of come down the stairs, you can see him perk up for a second, but then he doesn't seem to be interested in you specifically, and then he kind of sort of relaxes back into his chair and waits. You continue down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like.
A little kid?
Yeah.
Oh, God. This little kid.
You had to have your
Children.
And then as you take sort of a couple more steps into the main floor where the live music's playing, you see VK, who's in the middle of, much busier now, sort of sliding drinks across, filling up more mugs, moving them, sort of taking empty plates, putting them back towards the kitchen. In the middle of his sort of busyness, he catches sight of you for a little bit and he gives you kind of a... And then he kind of goes back to what he's doing for a second. Gives you a little signal.
Is it to go over to him?
Yeah, he seemed like he was
Yeah. I go over, yeah.
Great, so you start to walk over to the bar. Who are the next people?
I was
going
going to
down?
follow BZ down a little bit
I've never
afterwards.
really-
And as
I was
soon
going to
as
say we
when
should wait.
do I see Erland coming
regardless
down?
Of knowing
You know that he's coming down behind you.
Can I just take like a peek back to see if that guy looks at him the same way?
Sure. You get to the bottom of the stairs, and once again, the guy his eyes kind of move over, and then he goes back, relaxes.
Do I recognize him as Teo's brother?
He looks like Teo. I mean, he looks like Teo, but yes, they look very similar.
Yeah, but like, okay, cool. Do I recognize the kid?
No.
I met Hazel, Johnny, and the other.
Yes,
the
you
other-
did not.
Has a daughter, though.
Great.
It's
he does
a
have
boy,
It's a boy.
Oh, I
Okay.
thought it was
but it's not a boy you recognize.
It was the kid who was good at breaking into things. I forget his name, anyways. Okay, so I am going to sort of like and go back upstairs.
Sure, you do so. So as you turn around, I mean, the other three are, you're about to walk into them on the...
Am I out of sight of the stairwell now? Or?
Sort of at the bottom of the stairwell. Sure.
I'm just gonna like, so they can't see, but I'm gonna point the opposite direction
You see
and
him
walk
there?
upstairs, like panic.
And I like see all of this happening. I'm like,
You saw Erland get to the bottom, take a
And then
look, and then
turn
turn around
around.
and go back up. Yeah.
and am I at the bar yet?
You've gotten to the bar, yes. What's going on here just before I get to the bar?
I'm not stomping because I don't want to create a scene, but I'm going to like gesture and move past them,
I'm gonna,
back up towards our room.
Are we already like coming down the stairs?
He turned around and it's a small staircase, so he kind of met
Oh, God.
you.
Well,
You're all in the stairwell.
Orba starts to take steps back.
yeah. Safira kind of almost does the same thing where she kind of and like kind of like pats herself.
You're not
almost
within
and-
vision of the main floor.
Oh, okay.
He
I
stopped
didn't
you
realize
before you
that.
got all
Yeah.
the way
Because
there.
I was
I'm
not
just
being
gonna start
subtle.
walking
Orba was
behind.
just awkwardly.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Used
Okay.
to standing out, Graven will just kind of take a quick look around the room, what he can see.
Are you going all
You're
the way
going all the way down?
That's
Oh,
what
I
he
mean-
stopped you
No, I
before
stopped you at the
got all
top.
the way to the
Okay.
bottom.
I'll roll my eyes and turn around.
So you guys can head back up. Beezaura heads over to the bar.
I'm at the bar already.
Yep.
I'm like by myself, and I look at him like, BK.
And he kind of goes over. There's a couple people kind of right there.
Yeah.
And he sort of gives them a warm smile. He sort of says a little, gives them a little cheers, hands them a drink, whatever. And he waits for them to kind of go away. Your friends have already arrived. And he sort of motions over, and he looks over towards where the live band is playing. He ordered a round of drinks. They're over at the table next to the band. They spook easily. Even with the noise, they clam up whenever a server gets close. Good luck.
One moment. The man with the kid by the stairs.
It's Errol.
Who?
Errol Hendry.
Got it. Thank you.
Sure.
And he kind of goes back. We'll go switch over quickly to the stairwell.
I'm like going
At the
into
top
the
of
room.
the... Sure, you can
I'm
go back
walking
into the
to
room.
Is there a problem?
What happened?
Into the room.
All right.
Close the door. Teo's brother. Or someone who looks like Teo, likely his brother.
The one that I saw today.
I believe so. I mean, I didn't get a good look at him,
What?
but if you're describing someone who looks exactly like Teo, but
Yes, it
sort
looks
of not like
exactly
Teo,
Yes, it looks exactly like Teo.
Who's he looking for?
someone. He's here looking for someone. He didn't recognize me. He must not have recognized the halfling because she's already downstairs. He saw you already today.
Sure, but he has no reason to be looking for
He's
me.
looking for someone.
Would he be looking for me?
Have you met him?
No. But
Have you met him?
Have you?
No.
Well, then maybe we just need to...
There was a chance where we passed each other, but he didn't recognize me. When I walked down the stairs, he was not the one. He's never seen my face. He didn't. When I walked down the stairs, he looked at me and...
Well, then possibly he's not
She-
looking for any of us. Maybe he's looking for someone... You know, he could be looking for someone else who's here.
what are the chances of
Oh,
that?
fuck off.
Orba,
What?
would you mind disguising yourself?
We know that he's associated with the Lemonade Man.
Yes.
He's with a child. Did it look like one of the orphan children?
It did look like an orphan child.
He's with one of the orphan children.
You can describe his description sort of
Okay.
as a round face,
Okay,
dirty
yeah.
clothes.
I think...
Sounds like
I'm just going to say,
It
I
sounds
think
like
it's
who?
most likely that he's looking for me. So I'm just
So
gonna...
what have you told Derek? Sorry, did you let me know that it's Derek?
He looked like a Derek.
Okay, so I'm going to describe
Describe
the
the look
child.
of the child,
But-
and
and-
you know that it sounds like Derek
Okay.
who gave you the map.
So is this a child you've talked to?
Yes.
Is it the one that gave you the map?
Yes.
All right.
You know what?
So I don't know if she's...
Well, then he's looking for me. I don't think he's gonna be... Frankly, I don't think he's gonna be... I mean, well, he could be cross with me for asking his child to go find a bunch of holes.
It's not his
but-
child. He paid off the child to ask to
Right,
tell him
sure.
who was looking around underground for someone, perhaps for miasma.
Are these bed sheets pretty big?
Well, then
we're jumping out
here's
the
the good
window.
news. Can we just focus on the good news for a moment? The good news is he's looking for me. He's not looking for any of you. So as long as I, fuck off out a window, then we should be fine. We're fine.
The
It's
problem
fine.
is he's looking for you and knows you're staying here.
He doesn't know I'm staying here.
Then why is he here?
I don't have to stay here. I can stay at the Lakeside Inn.
We
I'll
have
keep
to get
my
out of
head
here.
down.
Is there a window?
There it is.
Well, I have...
If you want to jump out the window, the other option is I could wrap you up in this bed sheet and pretend I found one of the escaped servants.
Oh, wow.
That's
Walk
actually
out the
a
front door
really
with
good.
you.
We could. Sure. I'm fine.
What?
You'd rather do that than jump out the window?
I mean, I don't know. Can I look out the window and see how far I'm
It's
at?
the second story. It's not super far, but
Safira kind of looks out the window.
Just jump out the window.
You should absolutely stay at the Lakeside Inn tonight under a different
The
name.
reason that sounds appealing to me is because there's no way anyone's gonna see my face.
That's true. She needs to get to the Lakeside
You
Inn
don't think
without
anybody's
being
going
seen.
to stop you and ask questions if you're just carrying this person that's covered in a bed sheet
There
out
are-
of a bar?
There are people with bounties on their head.
Yeah, look, you tie me up, and I'm
my
serious.
goodness.
No, come on, this could work. You tie, don't you have shackles of some kind?
I have some manacles, yeah.
Brilliant. Then you can sort of tie my hands behind my back, put something over my head, and I'll just keep my mouth shut.
Okay.
And but maybe just before we do that, just because Derek has seen me in these clothes, and might recognize this part of me, I would rather try to sort of do something about this. Maybe I can.
Do you want
Does-
some of Jasko's clothing?
Is that gonna look? I mean, I would rather draw less attention than more, but I'm not less attention. You're going to be. But I don't know what to do. I don't want to just what if he's gonna recognize. I mean, I don't want him to be like, but that's a cloak.
If I were to wear
This is so complicated.
the fancy attire I got for the Malver wine tasting, would I stick out like a sore thumb at a place like a scale house?
I mean, you'd be wearing noticeably nicer clothes. It's not like it wouldn't be like wearing a tuxedo in
That's what I'm like.
I mean, someone who looked at you, you'd be obviously wearing nicer clothes, but it's not so out of place that everyone would be like, haha, look at that guy.
I wouldn't draw extra attention to myself. It wouldn't be like, oh, I recognize him because he's peacocking around the bar.
I mean, the best I can give you is that it wouldn't immediately draw everyone's attention, but you'd definitely be wearing nicer clothes than 90% of the people, maybe 99% of the people in the place.
Okay. This is now the second time that he's seen me in this cloak, and this is a rather nice cloak that Safira has given me, so I'm gonna change into sort of more formal wear.
What's wrong with going out the window again?
No, this is for me. I'm going downstairs to help scout, and he's seen me in this cloak, so I would like to not be...
I mean, the reason
So Erland's gonna take off Safira's cloak, put it in his bag, and then put on the...
We can go out the window, but the thing is... If it's true that obviously he's associated with the Lemonade Man, we know that. And if he's in fact paid off little Derek to describe me, then he might not be the only person who's looking.
Either way, you're still going to be leaving this building.
Have you got this sorted, all of you? I have to go downstairs and scout. I assume that you can hide a person.
Okay, yes.
We'll figure
go.
it out, Erland, yes.
Yes, sorry.
Just sit on the bed.
As I'm sort of about to leave, I'd like to listen at the door first.
You want to
Okay.
on the second floor?
Yeah, no, I just want to make sure no one I didn't hear any approaching footsteps or anything. I'm gonna open it, and sort of as I look back in, you can't be seen.
Okay, that's clear. Just go.
I'm gonna close the door, and I'm gonna sort of head back downstairs.
Sure. You head back downstairs. You get to the foot, and once again, he sort of looks up, and this time you're kind of wearing something different. He kind of gives a look, but goes back to what he's doing. And this time, as you kind of give him a look, he looks like he has an ale in front of him, and then across the table where no one's sitting, there's another ale there. But he just kind of sits there.
I'm just going to go down.
Okay.
How about... Do I see Beezy? Sorry.
Sure. Have you headed over? Are you waiting for Erland? What were you doing?
I'm gonna go by myself.
Okay,
first,
great. So that would have happened. So you start to head over, and the music starts to get louder. I mean, as you get closer, it has its dips and highs as it gets louder and quieter and things. And there's a group, as he described, mostly human: 3 men, 2 women, 1 elf.
That's correct.
Yes, I nailed it. Crushed it.
Cross-reference?
Yes.
And they
That
seem
checks
to
out.
be, as VK said, they each have a drink in front of them, and they're all kind of arms on the table, kind of leaning in, and they look like they're having a kind of quiet discussion with each other.
Is there a seat near them?
Yep.
I'm gonna sit close, but not like in their circle.
Sure. You go over and do so. You sort of sit, and there's a few people kind of on your left and right, and they're kind of at the next table over, but you're fairly close to them.
Do I hear anything they're saying?
Give me a perception check. It's loud here. Let's give me a perception check.
Come on.
Roll of the game.
I didn't hear a thing. This music is so good. 3.
Yeah, you're just sitting there.
So as you sit and you try to kind of get in a position to listen, the guy who's next to you starts to kind of sing along with the music. And in doing so makes it hard to kind of hear the conversation. You might have to get a little closer.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm gonna turn. Can I turn to that guy?
Sure.
Like, you like the music a lot?
It's the best.
Yeah, they have a group name. Do
They're in there every night.
you mind just keeping it down? I just would like to hear them for a moment.
Okay.
Thank
And he
you.
stays silent for a couple seconds, then he kind of...
And I'm gonna pretend like he's bothering me,
Sure.
and then like move a little bit to like the next seat
Give me a
closer.
performance check.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh
I
god.
am.
Oh!
Wow,
Almost tipped
things
the cow.
are really getting out of hand. 6.
6. I mean, as you kind of move away from him, sort of like to get away from him, a lot of the people at the table that you're kind of trying to listen into, they hear kind of the commotion a little bit, and they all kind of like turn a little bit, and they all get quiet and kind of stop having their conversation. They kind of look at you for a moment.
I see them look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. The gentleman is a little too drunk for me. I just want to get closer to the music.
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh.
This one
time's
counts.
charged.
This one counts.
He's giving you chances here.
11.
11. They kind of look at you for a moment and trying to have a private conversation, so keep to yourself.
That's very
Sorry about that. I'm gonna sit down closer to them.
Okay. You've taken the seat now where they're like just over your shoulder behind you.
Great. I mean, can I ask if I hear anything again, or like, can I just lean back and just be
Give me a perception check.
getting closer? We're getting closer.
Talking to the dice?
Yeah, 11 again.
11. You hear just a snippet of, there's sort of a lull in the music that a couple lines come out and then they get very quiet because they kind of hear that the music and they match their volume accordingly. You're only able to get just a couple lines before they get quiet and wait for the music to get loud again.
Okay.
You hear a couple things. We have no idea where he went. We need to pick a new target. And then someone responds to that person. No. We need to track him down. He was the perfect mark. An important figure, but not one of his men. And then the music swells again.
Oh my god.
And about this time, Erland has come back down. He kind of gives a look around. You can see Beezaura, who's kind of... You can tell by her body language that she might... You don't know exactly who it is, but that she's in the vicinity of who she's trying to kind of hear.
I'm just gonna pop down at the bar
Sure.
then. Yeah. And just order myself an ale.
Sure, you do so. VK comes over to you in a moment. What are the rest of you?
How much is an ale when they're doing that?
4 common.
You're leaving. You're just leaving us there?
Good luck.
All right. How about a combination of the two? You sneak out the window, but as soon as you are down there, I'm going to come around and meet you, and we will either put a pillowcase over your head, and I will then start leading you around town as though you are my captive.
Okay.
If you don't want to be seen. I don't know what to do about your clothes.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the kid doesn't see me, I'm not really that worried about it, so, okay. And Safira's gonna kind of gear herself up for it and, like,
Well,
open
take
the
this
window
pillowcase
and, like...
with you.
Okay, and I take it, and I'm gonna try to quietly jump up... I'm gonna look first and make sure I don't see anyone
It's
kind of
pretty...
around.
It's fairly dark. I mean...
It's gonna be a little weird if someone sees me, so I'm gonna try to wait and see if there's, like, a moment where people aren't
Give
passing.
me a stealth check as you sort of wait for a good opportunity.
Smack and tickle, that's all.
Oh, come on, 9.
9. I mean, the wall of the scale house kind of looks out towards another building, and there's like an alley, so you can kind of look left and right. But if someone kind of passes at the wrong time, you know, you're jumping out into the street.
I'm just gonna try to do it
so.
as fast as I possibly can.
Give me an acrobatics check.
I'm going to keep an eye on her and see.
Are you joking?
Well, you're still using that
8.
That's all I'm saying.
This wasn't a 1.
You jump out the window, and the windowsill, because it's kind of small, has a little window. Your foot kind of gets caught on it. You go tumbling out the window.
Oh, man, I'm not worried about my damage. I'm worried about being seen.
Oh, that might
You take 5 bludgeoning damage as you kind of go tumbling out and kind of land half on your
Isn't
shoulder,
nothing.
half on kind of your rib cage a little
you're
bit. You kind of
like,
like lose your breath a little bit, and you kind of pick yourself up. And as you're picking yourself up,
Can I see if there's anybody that's like noticed her?
so as she's starting to pick herself up, and Graven's head's out the window. Are you all right?
She'll be fine. I'll take care of her.
And he looks out the window. She just fell out the window.
I know.
and Safira, I'm trying to pretend to be drunk now.
Give me a performance. check.
Yes!
You gotta
Yes! Performance check.
You gotta say that.
Oh my god! I never roll well and I don't even remember what my modifier is. Oh, I don't have one. 18!
18. He sort of gives her a look, and she's kind of stumbling.
Safira may not know much, but she knows how to pretend like she's drunk.
And he kind of looks at her for a second and backs up a little bit.
I'm gonna even kind of
Her head's stronger than her.
retch almost like I'm gonna throw up.
Her head's stronger than her liver. I'll take care of her.
Well, be careful. And he kind of turns. He's kind of shaking his head. Idiots. Moves away.
And I'll try to quickly come like.
And I kind of brush as soon as he's gone, I'm gonna kind of brush myself off.
Sure,
and,
you
like,
do so.
stand
Were you
up.
heading down the stairs as
Yeah.
well? Great. As you head down the stairs, get to the foot of the staircase, kind of looks up, sees you, and it looks like he looks to the kid, and the kid kind of shakes his head a little bit, and he sits back in his chair, and he waits. You start to move through the bar. A little bit later, Graven gets to the foot of the stairs, confidently clomping his way down to the main bar area.
Watch it be you.
And the man looks up again. He looks to the kid. Slumps back down in the seat. And he waits. Orba, Graven, where are you guys going?
Head outside.
Heading outside.
Do you think she should try to talk to him? He has like a beer waiting for her.
That's why I should.
That's why.
Don't want to waste a beer.
It looks like he wants to have a conversation, not just abduct her. I don't know. Are you a little curious?
I suppose. And she does have protection. I mean, us. I couldn't tell if you understood what I meant. Okay. Do you think she'll go for it?
I don't know. I do really need to get my thing done, is the problem.
I leave it to you.
Well, I think we leave it to her.
Let's go find her.
I'm like, I'm just waiting around back, kind of quietly.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a thin alley, but there's not a lot of people moving through here. You move around the corner of the scales.
Okay,
Well.
so we got to look at them as we were coming down. It looks like he has an ale waiting for somebody, presumably you. We don't know if you want to talk to him. It's up to you.
So there's one other reason that I'm worried, and it's that I may have gone to see Wesley at the bubble shop.
Okay.
I've been here, which I don't know if that makes any difference. I was asking for contraband.
He would know what you look like. He wouldn't need the
No,
young
you
girl.
don't need the kid. I don't think that.
Boy.
I don't think that makes any
Looks
sense.
like a girl to me.
If it's the boy that is doing the whole business for you, I'm sure he's going to be asking you about the holes. Or he could be asking you about something completely different, and there's an opportunity. That might be optimistic, but
Well,
It is
what I
your
don't
call.
want is to divulge. I don't want him to say, "Hi, here's an ale. Why are you asking about myconid extract?"
you're not
Feign
though.
ignorance.
Okay. I mean, maybe
We'll be
there's
right
information.
nearby.
For the record, I want someone to look at that hole.
You also never said anything like it to Derek. So,
No, that's
so he
true. I
couldn't
wasn't
have
like,
really-
look at myconid
Yeah.
extract, kid.
Lick every surface you can find, and if it tastes like myconid extract, let me know.
Tell me.
You'll have them right nearby.
Oh, Erland's gonna kill me. Erland's gonna kill me. But
Erland has done more reckless things, so
that's fair. Okay.
sorry, buddy.
Well,
That's the selling point.
well, I guess. I mean, sure.
It's what you want.
I mean, I'm interested. If he wants to communicate with me about something, then I'm interested. I guess I can feign ignorance. I mean, it could be one of the stupider things to do in the world, though. To go, anyone who's involved with the Lemonade Man. I mean, Jillian did tell us to lay low, and that's
Sure.
kind of the opposite of
Well,
that.
quick. Why were you looking at holes in Mukmu?
Oh, fuck off. I can't have this conversation. I couldn't think of anything. I don't know. Why am I looking at holes in Mukmu? Who just goes around doing that? What would possibly be the purpose? Who's interrogating me about that for some kind
Maybe
of not
you just
bizarre reason?
it was a fake. You just wanted to give the kids a project and some gold. I don't know.
Oh, that's really cute.
Just a project that happened to coincide with the, digging of the graves. To be fair,
I don't know
people
why you
around
wanted to talk
town
to the
wouldn't
children
have
in the first place.
Because here's why. Because they are small and crafty, and people don't notice them, so they're great spies.
Well, don't be telling him this. What? I don't know if she should do this. Do it if you want to do it, but I have to go.
Well, I'm afraid, and now you've given. I don't know how to make a decision.
Yikes.
Orba,
You think about it. I have to go do
Safira's
my
like standing there, just complete consternation.
We'll give you a second to think about it. We'll go back into the bar. You've gone over to the bar.
Yeah.
They served you a drink at this point.
Remind me, it's 3 plus Constitution for drunkenness in a
yes.
day, or
For a few hours, like a period of drinking.
okay?
Unless-
Because I had one at the
yeah.
wet dog.
And that's how many you can drink before you get drunk. So you
Okay,
get
so I
an
can have
extra
this one and
Yeah.
not be
Yes.
drunk. Good. So I'll be sort of sipping the ale. Do I
Yes, no.
just casually looking over at any of the groups of people, I guess, around BZ? Do I recognize any of them other than Teo's brother?
Definitely not. No, and Tails' brother's not necessarily
Oh, okay.
near Beezaura. He's at a different part of the bar.
I don't recognize anyone else in the bar. Period.
No, not that you giving a quick glance through the bar. You don't see anyone else that you immediately recognize.
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of keep an eye on. Every once in a while, just take a glance over at BZ, make sure she's okay, see how she's going.
You keep it sort of careful. You make eye contact very briefly with Erland a couple times. You sort of are aware of each other's presence. What are you doing during this time?
I was trying to think about that.
A lot of hard thinking going on out there.
Yeah.
But
well,
I
was just like,
can't,
do
I can't tell which group it is based on where she's sitting, can I?
No, I don't think so. You definitely know it's someone around it. There's one guy who's singing who's clearly very drunk. It does not appear to be him. There's probably another couple candidates that are kind of on the other side of her. That's just a couple, like a man and woman talking to each other.
Are any of them near, like, is this in the corner of the room? Is it, like, near a window? Is it near...
It's up. The band is up against a wall, and then the Beezaura and this group are, close to the wall. They're not right in the middle of the bar.
So I couldn't conceivably, like, go outside the bar and listen in a window and get a better...
No,
or
it wouldn't
anything
get you a
like
better
that.
angle point. No.
And can I just, because I've tried to write it down what you
Okay,
said,
that's
but they don't know where he went.
We have no idea where he went. We need to pick a new target. And then
Right.
the other person seemed to be disagreeing with that person. They said, no, we need to track him down. He was the perfect mark. An important figure, but not one of his men.
Okay.
And you can see, they seem to have a little extra conversation between them. And now it seems like they're all kind of sitting and thinking a little bit. It seems like they're trying to formulate a plan. Possibly you see a couple of them kind of drinking, holding it against each other. Occasionally they'll look to each other. Sort of looks of concentration on their face.
Do any of their drinks look empty?
Make a perception check.
Ooh.
Okay. I can see the 17.
17. There's one of them who he had not spoken that you could hear yet. He was sort of quietly sitting in there, and he sort of very sort of nervous and thinking very hard went to sip his ale a number of times. Right? And then you see him go to sip it at one point, and he brings it back down and sort of puts it aside. It sort of seems like there wasn't anything left. in his
Okay.
cup.
And I had. Did I get one?
We can say you did. You
Okay.
slipped by the bar. If
Sure.
that's easier.
Oof. It's probably still full. I'm gonna.
It just magically appeared in your hand, so yeah.
Right, yeah. So I'm gonna chug it real quick,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna because I see that guy, and I'm gonna finish it and be like, and then get up and look at him and be like, the music is good, but time for another. And I'm like, oh, would you like me to get you one?
He sort of looks. Are you talking to me?
Sure.
He sort of looks to the people at his table. All right. He hands you the empty mug.
Great.
Cheers.
Cheers. And I'm gonna go and get
Go to the bar. So you go up to the bar. You're basically right next to Erland.
Yeah.
VK comes over as he sees you coming. Couple more.
Please.
Goes.
As she's sort of near me, can I sort of say almost down into my drink, any luck? Need anything?
I heard a couple things. Can I tell him? As I'm saying that? Okay.
Takes him a second to count.
Okay, can you sort of let me know what that was one more time, guys?
Yeah. They don't know where. I heard one say, we don't know where he is,
Yeah.
but he was the perfect mark. And someone else disagreed and said they need to find someone else. Sorry.
That's basically just
Yeah.
one person said, we don't know where he went, we need a new target, and the other person said, no, we need to keep him,
We need to keep him.
He's right, he's not one of the soldiers, yeah.
He's not one of.
Yeah.
He's not the. He's one of his men.
Not
He's not one of his.
men,
He's
yeah.
not one of his men. Sorry. Sorry.
Alright.
It was like an 11, it wasn't a perfect perception.
Yeah, come on, guys. Erland,
Looks
do you think they're talking about Marvin?
so far that...
And VK kind of slides in with the 2 drinks. Any luck?
Do you know who those people are?
No, I've already talked with her about this. See another one of Jillian's.
He is.
At your service.
VK,
Erland.
They seem to be talking about.
one for him.
I already have one, I'm fine.
I'm gonna take it over to one of the men.
Slides. Good luck.
Thank you. I'll try to see if I can find out more.
Yes, it seems like you're making some sort of headway.
Try my best.
Okay. And I'm just gonna, as she's over there, I wanna keep an eye on it, obviously. If any of them leave, I wanna track that.
Great, you do so. You head back over.
I'm gonna go over to the guy.
He sort of sees you coming.
Sir?
What do I owe you?
No worries.
Seriously, what do I owe you?
Really, just to pass it through. My pleasure.
Cheers.
Cheers.
He kind of looks into his drink for a moment. Sort of smells it.
Don't worry. It's not tainted.
just a habit.
You come here a lot.
No, I don't.
No?
Not from Mukmu. Just
Oh.
passing through.
Nice.
And one of the other people kind of taps him. No. And he's sorry, we're just in the middle of discussion.
Oh, did anyone impose? Is it a problem?
And someone again kind of bumps him a little bit. It's no problem. Thank you.
Sure. Well, if you need anything, always willing to help out a new friend.
I kind of go back. And the guy that you gave the drink to kind of gives you a warm, appreciative sort of nod. But
What's your name?
the turns back to you. And the woman who spoke before puts another hand on him. I'm sorry. This is a very important discussion we're having.
Sure. My apologies.
It's Wiley.
Wiley.
And he sort of gives the woman a look.
Nice to meet you. Enjoy your drink.
Thanks. He goes back to his drink. What do you do after sort of...
That name doesn't ring a bell or anything, right?
That's just a first name. I mean.
I'm just gonna sit right back down. Maybe scoot pull my chair out to sit down, and then since it's closer to them, just make it look like
weirdly far from the table.
And I'm so small that it just and I just sit back down and just listen to the music.
Sure.
Do I overhear anything else as they continue?
We'll get to that in a moment as you sort of wait and listen. Safira, have you decided what you're doing?
Yeah, Safira's gonna head sort of in the direction that she knows that they're going towards, to meet up with Graven and Orba.
Are you making an attempt to catch up with them?
Yeah.
Because assuming they kind of walk, you can kind of, you know where they're headed. You sort of catch up a little bit. You can hear.
Because I want
Safira
the guys.
So where are you guys headed?
I have to head to the lakeside inn first.
Okay. Is
So-
that where you're at?
Yeah. I'm going to the lakeside inn. I have to get a companion. You follow?
Your companion at the moment, yes.
Okay.
Is Safira's not with us quite yet, or
You have a moment to say something before she kind of catches up. We'll say she didn't stand there for very long. She just kind of thought for a moment. And then caught up.
Orba,
For hours.
there was another bounty. Solomon from the river. Do you remember when time froze for us?
The one
Yes.
that, yes, cut his hand.
He's looking for the priestess. The only lead I know of is an inventor in Tuktu
Okay.
named Reina Kiros.
Okay. Where in Tuktu?
I don't know,
Okay.
but she has had contact with her.
Alright.
And if there's any time or chance that we can ask after her, it might shed some light.
Alright. Are you okay?
Yes,
Okay. I will help.
thank you.
Yes. Oh, hello.
Oh, hey.
Did you talk to him?
No, I think it's a bad idea. Maybe he has useful information, but I just think I don't want to be asked about why I'm asking about the holes.
Okay.
But I do want to look at them, so,
That's fair.
I knew that.
I mean...
I was about to say, that's some real tabletop-notch shit to jump out the window and then go talk to him anyway. That's like classic us.
True.
Just
Avoid the really hard thing by doing something really hard and then just do it anyways.
And then second guess yourself.
Well, at this point, I think we would be more noticeable if we put a bag on your head. So do you
That
want to
might be
just pull
true,
your hood up?
but if when we're approaching we see... I mean, look, if they're possibly having people stationed around these holes thinking that I might come investigating, then... I mean, I know that maybe is far-fetched, but maybe it's not if someone was waiting for me at the bottom of the stairs at the scale house, so...
Or
a
just
man, a
station-
child, and an empty seat with an ale. It doesn't sound like a huge operation to look for you.
I guess that's true. I just, I worry about that man who he's connected to. Maybe the child is there to make me feel, I don't know, lull me into a sense of security.
I think you would kill the child in front of you.
No, I just think wow. In the scale house, no. I just think that could soften his image a bit, maybe.
Yes.
And we
Oh.
know about him. I mean, Teo
see.
told me about. From what I heard about him from Teo, I'm not sure he's someone I want to talk to.
Fine.
Alright, well, I'm going to the lakeside to pick somebody up, and then I'm going to the church.
Who are you picking up?
Pick somebody.
Dr. Veto, the medium, that, Yannick.
No reason we should be worried about being spotted by him, no? I mean,
No,
at this
he's a
point.
Tuk-Tuk citizen.
Friend of Yannick.
Yeah,
Alright.
seemed fine.
Well, I guess let's get him then.
Okay, let's go.
So you make your way over to the inn. As you open up the door, again, sort of familiar, cozy sight of the lobby of the Lakeside Inn. It's picked up a little bit because they have a kitchen here. People do come here for a meal. The tables are a little busier. You look over and you see Veto in the exact same spot he was in. And not only that, he's writing and there's like 9 or 10 crumpled up pieces of paper around him as he's trying to sort of formulate his letter that he's, attempting to write to the local government of Tuk-Tuk. He's still sitting.
Okay. Excuse me, Dr. Veto? Hey.
And he looks to sort of Graven and says,
A couple more friends of mine that are just accompanying me.
Was the last conversation we had not sufficient? Not to be rude?
No, of course not. I actually would like to pay you to assist me at the church.
and he sort of looks down and he seems like he's about to say, like, I'm in the middle of something, and he kind of...
All right.
What do you normally charge?
Well, that depends. What are we doing?
I was going to take your advice and go to the church and try to reenact the circumstances that brought her about the second time.
What? Well, my service has changed depending on the nature of the interaction with the dead. Why don't we say just 5 to go over with you to the church? And if I need to speak to the dead and continue a longer conversation, perhaps more money than that.
All right, but nothing much more exorbitant than that. I want to be sure I'm able to pay you.
No, I would say if I'm forced to stay there for a long period of time to facilitate this communication, perhaps another 10 gold on top of that.
Okay, that is very acceptable to me. Also, we are possibly traveling to Tuk-Tuk. I don't know if you're prepared for anything, but I'm happy to be of courier service.
I appreciate that. I'm figuring out who exactly I'm writing to. Thank you.
Of course, yes. I am available now, but if you wish to do it a little later.
Oh, sure. Let me go up to my room, get my bag, and I'll meet you right back down here.
I do very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Just really quickly, can I ask you, is there some risk of this being of any danger to her? How close, if we're, equipped to sort of fight, how close by should we be?
Hopefully it will not come to that, but she mentioned that the spirit may pose a danger to her. I would say that you can accompany her into the church. We should probably warn any of the people that are there that we might be doing something. And that way we can make sure that we minimize the risk of injury.
I would say for the continuity of how I did this the first time, I'd be alone. As alone as I can, obviously.
Well, we can certainly be at the entrance, and if we hear any commotion, or if you call to us, we can come in a heartbeat.
Off of the ground, I would prefer, actually. And I will explain later, but trust that in order for me to actually properly do this, you might need to be further away than you might be pleased with.
It would be preferable to replicate the circumstances as you originally said them.
Thank you. I appreciate the understanding.
Okay, well, do you maybe have a method of signaling if you should need some help?
Yelling works,
Yes.
usually.
Okay, alright, fine.
Please, take your time.
I'll
Thank
be right
you.
back. And
He sort of gathers up some of his papers and things, kind of shuffles them into a little bag that he has.
be right back.
What?
What are you conjuring at the church?
Okay, so remember that time that I went to the church without you and I was able to pray?
Yes.
And I asked a specific question.
Yes.
The girl who gave me the flower, oh goodness, I can't remember what I've told you at this point. The girl that gave me the flower the first time gave me a flower, or offered me a flower again, and gave me some very vague information about something.
You didn't take it, did you?
No, I did not take it. But I need to be sure that you all are safe with what I am dealing with. So I need some questions answered.
Well, I don't want to interfere with your ability to, communicate with the spirit. I'm sure that, you're dying to get to the bottom of it, but Obviously, I want you to be safe.
Of course, I'm actually happy getting no information, but I need you all to be safe. And the last time, we were not also safe, so I need to find out.
And I cannot accompany you on that.
Well, you have to accompany me. We're gonna go, and poking our head in a hole.
Right.
We'll temper that enthusiasm.
Let's go.
I'm sorry, Graven.
You guys wait for Veta to return. We'll return to the scale house. Give me a perception check. They sort of have eased on your presence a little bit. They're still a little prickly, but they're not so obviously kind of peeking over their shoulder, waiting for
12.
12. Between bits of the music, you pick up one more line.
Okay.
As they sort of say something, and the music swells and fades a little bit. You pick up one more thing. The woman who actually stopped him from speaking to you, who seemed to be not the leader, but sort of keeping the conversation focused and sort of on track. You hear her say something. The Baron wants negotiations, not a war. Unless we get a read on a realistic alternative, our mission remains unchanged. Agreed? Agreed? And they all kind of...
Can you just repeat it one more time? Sorry, my brain.
The Baron wants negotiations, not a war.
Not a war.
Unless we get a read on a realistic alternative, our mission remains unchanged. Agreed?
Okay.
And as Erland's sort of keeping an eye out, sort of making sure that Beezaura is sort of staying inconspicuous over there near the man, you watch as Teo's brother gets up. And he seems like he says something to the kid. He kind of puts his hands on his back a little bit, and he just kind of pats him on the shoulder. And he wanders over to the bar. And he comes up, and he takes a seat next to you. Good. Can I ask you something?
It's a fairly busy bar, right?
Yeah.
Can I pretend that I didn't know he was talking to me? Would that be conceivable, or?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep looking at my drink.
There's sort of a pause. He doesn't immediately press the issue. He kind of leans, and not in an aggressive way, he just kind of touches your shoulder.
Sorry, yes?
Do you mind if I ask you something?
Sure.
Did you come in here with another half-elf? A woman?
No.
Make a deception check.
Hey, you do get to lie.
Yay! Lie.
11.
11.
Oh, 11 is a big number.
Your deception, that is not a good modifier.
Must have been with someone else. He looks like he's going to turn for a second. Do I know you from somewhere?
I don't think so. Who are you? What's your name?
My name's Errol Hendry. You don't live in Mukmu, work in Mukmu?
No. Do you?
I do, yeah.
Do you want a beer?
No, I'm alright, thanks. Just looking for someone. Thanks. He goes back over to his table, takes a seat. And now it seems like he's getting a little impatient, and he kind of looks towards the entrance of the bar, back towards the staircase, sort of trying to figure out.
I almost feel guilty, but I don't know why.
And he stays there. And he sort of, the kid sitting next to him, sort of just waiting.
Is the...
Yep.
Do not!
He might die.
Does the...
Is the band really close to Beezy, or...?
Yeah, the group that you was trying to listen to was literally, like,
I don't know.
maybe
My
purposely
brain, I
picked the
can't
spot
remember.
next to the band where it was hard to hear.
Okay. Alright, cool. But Beezy's still there, and
Yep,
so
she's still there.
I'll keep waiting.
It seems like after that last little snippet you heard, there's a little bit of drinking and sort of increased urgency, and it looks like they might be sort of getting ready to get up and go at this point. So they're sort of getting their things.
That's what I
You see
wanted.
someone kind of... Are you doing anything?
Is anyone getting up?
Yeah, we'll say there. They kind of get up. Someone has like a bag that they sling kind of over their
Okay,
shoulder.
I'm gonna. Is Wiley? Does he seem to be still there?
They're all getting up together. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna wait until a couple of them start filing out a
They
little
start
bit,
to move. Yeah.
and then be like, Mr. Wiley, was it?
Yeah.
How was your drink?
Oh, it's very good, thank you.
Did your meeting go okay?
And he kind of looks over to them, and they kind of give him kind of an expectant look, just like a little hurry up kind of.
Yeah, I think we got it sorted out, yeah.
Once you're done, you all just leave here for the night.
We'll probably be staying over at the Lakeside Inn.
Oh, it's very nice there. May I ask you something?
And he kind of looks again back to them. Make a persuasion check.
May I?
17.
Oh.
If it's quick, yeah.
Sure. I know we've only just met, but I may have just overheard something.
And as you say that, he kind of tenses up a little bit.
No worries.
Whatever it was, I'm sure it was you misheard it. I don't think you did.
Wiley?
He kind of starts to walk away. He's starting to walk away.
I could be of help, maybe. And I would ask you not make this a scene.
What is that supposed to mean?
Just don't tip off your friends.
Make an intimidation check.
That sounds a lot more threatening than you think, I think.
Oh no.
Come on, be
Intimidation?
intimidating, little
Yeah.
Beezy. Come on, little Beezy.
I think you might tell me.
You better rethink your
9.
9. He kind of looks at you. He looks back at his friends. I'm sure whatever it was, you misheard it. And he starts to shuffle off. And then the group goes away.
And I guess they all left.
They're heading towards the exit.
Okay, well, that did not go the way I wanted.
What is that?
Nothing at all, sir. Were you friends with them here?
No. He's kind of singing. He's barely paying attention.
Barely alive.
Hanging on.
I guess I'll go back to the bar.
Sure, you do.
Is VK there?
He's serving some people. You can wait for him.
Yeah, I'll wait for him.
He catches your eyes. You're sort of approaching back to the bar. Hands a couple people a drink again. Sort of takes their plate, puts it in the window.
Another one?
Yes, but VK, before you, I just need to. Have you seen or know of the Baron?
No.
No.
Baron. There's a lot of barons in DC.
Well, that's true. Anyone with the name of Pendle?
I don't think so, no. Any other information? Does he live in Mukmu?
No.
This is the only place I've known for at least 20, 25 years at this point.
Just didn't know if he was involved with anything happening here.
Not to my knowledge.
Can I ask you one more question?
Of course.
And I look at Erland because I know he's gonna.
We're nearby, yeah.
If you took a seat next to him,
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Do you know anyone with the last name of Bishop?
Marvin Bishop, yeah, the Natural Studies Institute. I know him, yeah. He's pretty famous in here.
Mm-hmm.
Famous. People know who he is. He's an important figure there.
Right. Do you know anything about where he is right now?
He's not at the Natural Studies Institute.
I don't think so.
I'm afraid I don't travel in those circles.
Right. And the man in that group, Wiley. Anything about him? Do you know of any?
Like I said, I don't know any of those. I don't think they're from Mukmu.
Right. Okay, great. Thank you.
Sorry, I can't be of more help.
You've been much more.
And he sort of slides you the drink. Just I think you've ordered 3 drinks.
Yeah, I might not drink this one. I might just
Okay.
drink this.
No, I don't even mean for
nurse
that.
it.
That's 1 silver, 2 copper for the 3.
Oh, right. I have to pay for them. Forgot.
but I was like, people just hand me drinks.
You have to worry about that with him because
I can. This is my last drink. My last drink of the night.
How much was it again?
Negative
Sorry.
one
So it's 4 copper per, so it's 1
10
silver, 2 copper for 3 right there.
1 silver, 2 copper.
Does this so they were talking about Marvin Bishop.
I believe so.
This Baron Pindle, this is a name you heard, this is a name you know?
It's a name I know, but they didn't use that name, they just said the Baron.
So, is this I can only assume at this point it's a light whistle.
Has something to do with that, I would assume. But I couldn't get much more information other than they also said that the Baron wants negotiations, not a war.
Who's this Baron?
The Baron, that the only one I know of, is one that was controlling my life for a while.
The one who you're getting the chess pieces for?
Yes. And I tried to get more information, but it wasn't possible.
Is he explicitly, obviously this is all very quiet, is he explicitly Gentle Void, the Baron?
To your knowledge, yes.
Yeah, I believe so, and he clearly wants to be part of the Light Whistle Estate Club.
Well, Light Whistle Estate Club being, I know means a great deal to you, but sort of more largely, and I suppose pertinent to the group, is the Gentle Void seems to be making a move on Mukmu. If this is what you're telling me.
It would seem...
Those are Gentle Void.
It would seem that way.
We need to be careful.
Yes. I know you might not be a proponent of this, and either would Jillian, but if you're getting up early in the morning, I might just see if I can tiptoe around a little bit myself.
To try and find... What do you hope to gain from this? Do you think that they themselves have chess pieces?
I don't know if they do, but if they're trying to make negotiations with the Baron, I'd like to know what they are.
That's fair. Alright, so an early rise.
Do you think it'd be stupid of me to go back in that alleyway?
Which alleyway?
The one that I suppose you were in as well?
With the lemonade man?
With the well.
Alright. Potentially a terrible idea, but... if you wait here for just a moment, I'm gonna go talk to Teo's brother.
About what?
He's after Safira, and if we're moving and we're trying to move discreetly, I want to find out if he's going to continue to be a problem. All I'm saying is, stay here at the bar, blend in for a little bit. If I leave with him, follow behind but not too close, in case I need reinforcements. We may yet end up at the well accidentally.
Oh god.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Wish me luck. I'm gonna take my beer and I'm gonna go over to Teo's brother.
You're remaining at the bar there?
Yeah, I'll get some food just because I've been drinking a lot.
Yeah,
I want to be ready to go.
Some hardtack to absorb the...
Some fish and chips.
We'll return
Give me all the
to
fried stuff you got.
the lobby of... I'm really excited.
Sweating.
And Dr. Veto comes back down the stairs. He gives a polite nod to Prescott, who's still there with the book. And it looks like now he has kind of a little, it's not a fanny pack, but a little like hip satchel that he seems to have kind of tied with a little string, just possibly components or anything that he might need to do some kind of ritual or something. And he does also have a cloak on that he didn't have before. And it's a very nice cloak. It seems almost ceremonial in nature. It has sort of a nice shimmering, almost silky texture to it. It has sort of these kind of woven sort of patterns in it. It's not like overly flourished, but it seems to have sort of a meaning beyond just a simple cloak. It has like symbols that you don't recognize kind of stitched into it in a number of places, especially around kind of the neck and the hood. And he comes down. Was there anything you guys wanted to say before he comes down?
No.
Great, so he comes down. He sort of walks over to you. I'm all ready to go. Are you ready?
Yes, shall we? as we're walking over, may I just ask you a question? Are we going to be needing to explain ourselves to the people of the church as we do this?
I suppose that depends on what you think is going to happen.
Hopefully just a conversation.
I mean, you may want to tell them at least that it's private, at least clear a bit of a radius around you in case anything should happen. I don't know. I mean, feels like that's
well, I feel
courteous.
like if we do that, they might not want me to do what I'm about to do, correct?
I think that is possible, yes.
I mean, yeah.
So beg forgiveness, then ask permission?
Well, hopefully.
Alright. Well, I guess
Normally I would have preferred that you would have cleared this with the church ahead of time.
No, I didn't.
Right. I mean, yeah, we're a bit short on time, unfortunately.
And he sort of looks for a second.
Let's go.
Okay.
Thank you.
You guys will start to walk. You head in the direction of the church, New Kelke of the Moon. And you get kind of to this area sort of up against the walls of Mukmu, sort of outer walls. And it's dark now, but these statues that were out front, the statues of Asina and Chakruna, they're lit with sort of candlelight at the bottom. The way the light kind of comes up the statue, the little masks that are in front of their face, it almost seems like they're moving and dancing, just the way the light kind of flickers and hits them. And there's no one there. There was people washing the statues there last time here. There's no one there. It's pretty quiet here. Start to head up the stairs.
So
You're at there's like a staircase going up, and you guys are just at the base of it.
at the
The church.
Okay.
The New Kelke church.
I cannot accompany you any farther.
I know. Go help Safira. I know where the hole is. I can come meet you after, or you'll be done before I'm done, and you'll come here.
I suppose it is not important for me to know what this hole is.
No.
I'm gonna like
I mean, we don't know what it is either, so, you know.
I'm gonna like grab Orba like by her forearm and just be careful.
Yeah, Safira's gonna kind of give her like a little pat on the shoulder and then, you know, if anything happens, you yell, we're right there, yeah?
Yes, alright. One last thing. Can I take a quick look around? Are there like a lot of people? You said it was
There's
quiet.
not a lot of people. It's very quiet, yeah.
I do think I need to cast Disguise Self to fully replicate what I I
Okay.
So I'm just gonna do it.
Okay, you
How-
start to cast a spell, and Veto kind of... what's...
No, replicating the circumstances. I had casted Disguise Self on myself before heading into this area.
You were disguised when you came here originally.
Not the first time, but the second time, yes, when I prayed and the girl came, yes.
Is there a reason why you were disguised? Are you not welcome in this place?
No, I am absolutely welcome in this place, yes. It was for other reasons. I was a little afraid at the time.
You can see him getting a little more nervous now.
Can Orba pay? Was she also start to take out the gold?
Sure.
Okay, just to get him
Yeah,
contractually obligated.
Seriously, please.
Okay, so 5
I
gold.
thought the 5 you'd already
The
given him, but sure,
money.
you
Oh,
can,
no, sorry.
you can say it happened now, that's fine.
495. Okay.
He sort of puts it, he opens up his pouch a little bit.
Great. So I'll cast Disguise Self. So I was a red-headed, very plain-looking human woman.
Okay.
I'm gonna make her again.
Guys washes over you.
Okay. See you soon, Doctor. And I'll head in.
And you can hear the kind of footsteps on the marble as they start to walk up the steps up towards the church. Veto talks to you kind of as you're walking.
Is this disguise meaningful in some way? Is this someone that you know?
No, nobody.
All right. You get past the statues on your left hand. You get up the next set of staircase, all the way kind of up to the main entrance to the church. And you peer in, and pass through stone archway, opens up into that spacious chamber. And there's very few people here. You do see a couple of people in the same kind of robes that you recognized before as the kindred, the people who are sort of guiding you through the things. And they look, one of them kind of looks over to you as Beacon starts to walk towards you, and Veto kind of puts a hand out. We know the ritual. Thank you. And he politely nods and turns back away.
I'll do the same.
And you get in. You get to the sort of U shape with the wooden railing. All the gods left to right. Aya, Rima, Kuya, Yakache, Lakarpa, Alinyachi. And then the mother god in the center.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What now?
Well, again, when I entered, I was a little overwhelmed, so I actually kind of skipped the proper ritual and I went straight to Aya. I'm sure the kindred will not appreciate it. Perhaps I can feign it, do the...
You would not be the first to pray to one god specifically.
Okay. I thought that was the case. But still. Alright.
It is part of their job to encourage you to pray at all of them.
I appreciate them. I just not that time. So I will head straight to Aya.
Right, so as you start to get, along the U-shaped sort of thing, there is a little basket of beseecheries there, the little sort of sacks that have the char cloth and everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what now?
I went to Aya. I lit my beseechery.
And he takes one as well. He doesn't seem like he's undoing it to kind of do it, but he takes one just in case. Holds it in his hand.
I said a quick sentence in Infernal, and that is when she appeared.
All right. This was before or after you lit the beseechery?
It was after I lit the beseechery.
Very well. Please.
All right. I'll try to light it.
Give me a dexterity check.
Oh my god, this is so... I'm so scared.
So we're still just on the steps?
At the bottom of the steps, yeah. No.
8.
Takes a second. And it seems like after a couple kind of hits, one of the kindred kind of looks over and he looks like he's kind of walking over to possibly help. And again, Veto kind of turns and
She's new to the process.
he turns back.
Thank you.
And it lights. What did you say in Infernal?
I'll say it again in Infernal.
Could you tell me what it was? So that I know. I do not speak Infernal.
All right. I said, Aya, please guide me on how I can defeat Kauzni. Please.
And you see almost like a look of shock wash over, but in kind of a professional way, he kind of lets it pass across his face.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. So I'll look at the bowl and look at Aya, and I will say it in Infernal. Aya, please guide me on how I can defeat Kauzni, please.
There's a quiet moment there. Veto kind of waits. And he looks like he goes into his bag after a few seconds pass and nothing happening. And he takes out what looked to be kind of some dry leaves or some kind of crushed up something. And he's kind of mushing it in his hands. And as he sort of opens his hands, they're kind of blackened, almost like charred or, with some kind of soot over them. And you hear him speak quietly. Spirits, hear me. This young girl believes that she made a mistake by not accepting your gift. Show yourself. And speak plainly. For I am an arbiter of good faith between the living and the dead. And he seems like he's about to talk again after a couple more seconds of silence. And his mouth moves, but no words come out. And it gets silent in the whole area. And his mouth gets slower and slower, and then he freezes.
Oh my god.
And the kindred in the place have all kind of around at various sort of statues or paintings. And coming out kind of, not out of his body, but kind of up from behind his shoulder, you see the girl. And she kind of comes out from behind him. And she looks at Veto. She kind of looks him up and down. The spirits feel comfortable around this man. That is a rare gift.
Well, I found a way to bring you back without having read it.
I didn't know if you would come back. When they tried to warn me, I didn't come back. I was afraid. But living in fear did not help me live longer. And it didn't help them. And she turns, and she looks kind of back over her shoulder. And fading in
are a number of other young figures, ranging in ages, all the way from 9, 10 years old, all the way to possibly early 20s. Different sort of clothing, nothing distinguishably similar across all of them. $15 of them, $20 of them, $40 of them, $60 of them, filling the space. We are you, Orba. Or we should have been. I was a fool to believe that I could ask the gods for help. That is why you cannot read the note. And all of the kids kind of simultaneously reach into a pocket sort of in their trousers. And they take out a spectral looking piece of parchment and they hold it up. And each one of them has the exact same markings as the letter that you hold. Every one of them. They sort of all hold it out. Rows, rows, and rows. To read it without guidance is a death sentence. That is the mistake that we made. Do you trust Salandriel?
Yes.
Then take this. And she unfurls her hand, and a white flower with black tips. She holds it out to you. It may draw the ire of the dead, but it will protect you from the real threats.
Which is what?
The gods. And as you grab it, it was sort of spectral looking, but it materializes in your hand, sort of a full-on flower that you can feel and touch. It feels, a little waxy to the touch. We're counting on you, Orba. All of us.
To do what?
Read the note, but do it with help. And a couple of the kids start to disappear.
Whose help?
First.
Whose help?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh my god.
Trash. Oh, 11?
11. And they get down, and it gets down to like the last 2 or 3 people, including her. Salis. And she comes out of existence. And a little of the noise of the room starts to pick back up. The kindreds are moving again. And Veto seems to, again, not knowing that anything has transpired, he's still sort of talking quietly. Spirits, if you can hear me, know that I am not a threat to you. I am only here to help this girl.
As he talks about that, can I look up at the mosaic?
Sure.
Of Aya?
Nothing has changed.
Okay. I'll put my hand out, Doctor.
To touch him?
No, not to
okay.
touch him, just to, signify a pause.
Right.
It's done.
And he kind of looks around. I believe I can get them to speak to you with a little more time.
No. Doctor, you were not part of it.
I don't understand.
I believe I just had a conversation outside of time a little here. If we wish to take this conversation elsewhere.
All right.
But if you wish to do any bit of your own praying here.
If to remain inconspicuous for nothing else.
I
And he
agree.
goes to kind of each of them, and he doesn't light the beseechery at each one, but he kind of says a couple words to each one, makes his way around to the Mother God pillar in the middle. And he does the ritual that you've seen, sort of out of respect, takes the little bit of soot and wipes it above his eyebrows. And he turns to move and walk away. Do you follow him in the ritual?
Yes,
Are you
I
doing
follow
everything?
everything
Every
he
single-
does,
Great,
yeah.
you do so.
Okay.
and you guys start to head up the exit. And that's where we're going to take a break.
Oh my god.
With Orba having successfully recreated her little moment.
Guys.
I passed the test. Hi.
Hi.
That is where we're going to take a break. We'll have a little moment to think before Erland talks to Erland. And we'll pick it up there.
We got rated by
yes.
Sobe Plays there.
Yay.
Thank you.
And also Somber gifted a sub again. So thank you so much. It was
We
to
really
your
appreciate
mommy.
it. Thank you for the raid. Welcome to the
you.
people
Welcome.
Thank you.
watching.
So nice.
Feel free to stick around. We're just going to take a quick dinner break, and then we'll come back and we'll play a little bit more and
Some more.
My
see what else
goodness.
Mukmu has in store for us before we get the fuck out of here.
Can we get out of here now?
All right, guys, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Enough.
Thanks for
Oh my
joining us.
God.
We'll be back.
Bye. No!
Yes!
No!
Yes! It just grew behind the
We have a
chair.
mosquito in the studio.
Oh no!
It'll find its way towards me. No problem.
If you hear a sudden smacking sound at some point,
I'm gonna get it.
No, I can't get
Only
another
on
one.
flesh, just not on the table.
maybe you brought it.
I know, they're probably inside of my legs
It
right
went
now.
behind the chair. I don't know where it went.
Alright, cool.
Well,
It's
all
definitely
good.
on
Keep an eye out.
I have cortisone cream with me. So
If you guys see it,
sponsored by
Why is there
cortisone.
gonna be a mosquito on this damn place? Hi!
Welcome back, everybody, to Tabletop Notch, Chapter 48. We've already had a little activity in the night. We've listened in on some conversations, started a few conversations with the dead. And we're going to return to the Scale House, where Erland has sauntered over.
Ooh, saunter. Yes.
Oops, like I never do.
No.
It wasn't big of a secret. I'm just asking.
And he's sitting there, again, sort of casually. It seems like at one point he kind of says something to the kid next to him, and the kid sort of gives him a shrug, and he sort of looks a little more impatiently kind of sitting there.
You told me his name was Derek, yeah?
Oh, the kids.
Yeah, you said that?
Did I say that? I don't know.
No, you think you said you know him. Okay,
That's
great.
pretty good.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna walk over. I have my sort of half
Sure.
half
He
drank
sees
beer
you
in
coming.
hand. I'm gonna sort of put it down and sit across from him.
I'm actually waiting for someone.
Yes, the half elf. You said.
Yeah.
Errol, what do you want to know about the half elf?
Just need to ask her a few questions, that's all.
All right. Well, I've been traveling with her for some time. I'm not exactly sure where she is right now. So, in case we might never see her again, you may as well ask me the questions you have for her.
We might never see her again. What does that mean?
She may have already left. I don't know.
I saw her go up the stairs.
Today?
Yeah,
When?
earlier.
All right. I don't know where she is now, then, is what I'm saying.
I'll wait then.
What do you want to know?
And he looks over at the kid. Do you know who this is?
I'm sure I've met some of his friends.
But you don't know him specifically.
This one?
Yeah.
No.
Then you can't help me.
All right. Are you? I'm gonna look at the kid.
Sure.
You know Hazel?
Yeah.
Oh,
Not right now. No.
What's the problem? Are we gonna have a problem here?
I don't think so, no.
So can we sort this out just in case there is one?
I just have a couple of questions, and then I'll be on my way.
All right. Ask them to me.
No. I was right, you do look familiar.
Yeah. All right.
You work at the Natural Studies Institute.
Okay.
Am I right?
Sure.
Tell me you work at the Natural Studies Institute.
I work at the Natural Studies Institute.
Make a deception check.
No. Oh God. This is a trap.
oh no.
God.
Five.
You don't trap.
You model.
Yeah. I'm a professional model.
Because I feel like I've seen your picture somewhere.
Oh God.
You've been of help. I'll wait for your friend.
I'm gonna look back to Derek.
Sure.
Do you draw that map?
I don't know what you mean.
It's a lovely map.
Thanks. I guess we've all seen it then.
So what's the problem?
The problem is, I think that myself and your half-elf friend, I think that we have a lot in common. We think alike. We both know that the children have a lot of potential. But when I send them on an errand, it's to deliver a message or a parcel.
Oh no.
Something safe.
Oh god.
And when your friend sends them on a mission, it's to go on private property. Look through people's basements. It's dangerous.
That we actually agree on.
I'd just like to ask her what she's looking for, and that way she doesn't have to recruit the services of the kids.
Are you threatening the child, or?
No, we have a good relationship.
All right. That's fair. I don't know if she'll be back, though, so you might have a problem.
I'll wait a bit, and then I'll see.
All right.
I'm going to take a sip of my beer.
Sure.
As I'm going to sort of stand up. Is Kelsey with Teo right now?
I think she is, yeah. You know my daughter?
I know your brother.
And he was talking about my daughter.
He mentioned, yeah.
I'm on our way to see her after this, so as soon as I see your friend, I'll see how she's doing.
Good. All right. Have a good one then. I'm going to stand up and go back to the bar.
Give me a perception check.
21.
21. As you're kind of picking up your drink and you're moving, you sort of just see him out of your periphery before you turn all the way around. And he reaches kind of down below the table, and it seems like he flips something in his hand and puts it kind of on his belt, sort of easier to access there.
Could I
Just
see
in a
what it
little
was?
motion. No.
Okay.
He kind of...
All right, I'm going to go back to the bar. Sit next to
Yeah.
Beezy.
Sure, you do.
Any luck?
We might have a problem.
Oh, well, guess that's a no.
He's very keen on Safira's map.
Did he say why?
No, he wouldn't tell me that.
Well, I guess he's the one he was waiting for her.
It seems like he frequently works with the children of Mukmu, and so they let him know that she was snooping around. So we have a problem.
Do you think he told many other people?
I don't know if he needs to tell more people.
Do you think we need to find Safira and tell her to talk to him?
I think the priority is still getting ourselves out of Mukmu safely. So the question is, how do we do that under these new circumstances?
Well, since he knows that we have a room here, she's not coming back here though. She's going to the Lakeside Inn. Do you want to just meet them there instead of staying here?
Let's wait and see what he does. Keep having a drink, keep having a conversation.
Sure.
Let's wait and see what he does.
Okay.
You guys do it. At the bar. And we'll go back outside to the church. Now, have you guys gone to look for where the hole was on the map, or have you waited here for Orba during this time?
I think we probably both wanted to stay pretty close by, right? Just to make sure that she gets out there okay.
Okay.
No?
I can't take any steps during this place.
Okay.
Okay.
She's not
In the
moving
meantime,
closer.
not
I'm
moving
saying,
closer.
did
No, I
you
know.
guys during this time go look, or did you say let's wait for her to come back out?
I think we would
you
wanna
could
wait.
probably see Graven's tenseness as.
Sure,
So-
I mean, but we're just standing in the same place that we were.
Okay.
Okay, sure. And some time passes, 10, 15 minutes. Anything you guys want to say sort of during this time?
Do you know what business she might have with this ghost spirit?
I don't know. I know that she's been here more than once, and I know that I was a hindrance to her the first time.
Okay, well, are you alright?
I suppose.
Okay, I mean, I haven't heard anything, so hopefully she's safe, at least.
I don't know if there's anything I can do. If she's not. Where do you want to go?
Just round back, I think. That looks like where
it looks
it
like
was.
it's out. It looks like it's outside the building. So
It looks like it's still outside the church. I don't think we should have to get any closer to the actual structure.
Alright.
I just kind of want to slowly approach the area. If we see anyone standing guard or standing nearby, then I think we have to prioritize not being seen over probably seeing what might be in that.
Alright. If you want to stay by the entrance for her, you're welcome to. I'll start going around back.
Okay, I'll wait then. And I kind of show him, like, on the map where the hole is and just, tell him.
Alright.
Okay, start to move in that direction. Just remain there waiting. And you it doesn't take long. You kind of move around, and you're moving around some of these large pillars that have the statues on top of them. There's a few other sort of stone or marble sort of curved pieces that are holding up the staircase, so you're walking kind of around the building in that way. And as you get a little bit around sort of the left side corner of the church, there's a little, on the map there is kind of a little fenced in area kind of thing, and you start to see someone sitting on a stool. And they look to be wearing moon garb, like the black robes with the symbol on it. Mm-hmm. And he's sitting kind of on a wooden stool, and he looks pretty bored, possibly, he doesn't look asleep, but he looks, bored and possibly dozing off. And next to him, there looks to be, a staircase that leads down underneath the church.
So he doesn't have, like, the New Kelke robes and stuff. He just
No,
has moon robes.
he has city garb, yeah.
Okay. I don't reckon he doesn't look familiar to me. Yeah, kind of just keep my trajectory. It's a circular building.
You can't get all the way around the backside. It's up against the city wall.
I can go around it, even if it's not circular.
Graven doesn't know how to do that.
Yeah, get to the edge of the square building, like,
oh no, I'm stuck.
I have to go back the way I came.
But the church goes up against the city wall, so you can't walk around the whole thing.
So I can't walk around. Then all right, then I will kind of casually make my way back over to where Safira is. This seems to be somebody guarding an entrance to maybe a basement of the actual church.
Who somebody?
He wore moon garb, not New Kelke. I don't know who he is.
That's odd.
Perhaps the church has had problems with break-ins. It could be as simple as that.
I know it's a bit silly, but that could be, it could be a large implication. Obviously, it's a big stretch. But if the New Kelke Church in some way is involved in distribution or even
Hold.
I know it's a stretch. I know it. I prefaced this statement.
Can I say, I don't know what you asked for these children to look for, but it is an entrance to a place underground.
I know. I know. And that's
as the most nefarious that I see it. But
that's what I asked them, but we do know, to be fair, how contraband is moved in this city. I mean, we know it's to a certain extent.
Circles?
Well, not just that, but we know that the basement sort of in that wasn't. Am I completely getting my cities wrong?
Basement of Brick Rock?
No, in your basement.
Oh, the Dancing Clam. That was back in Argentupa.
That was back in Argentupa. Okay, never mind. I'm getting
basements.
Sometimes, all basements are connected.
I mean, you've seen all the pockets have been underground. That but
I don't know. I mean, do you think does it not strike you as a bit odd that it's being guarded, and not by someone of the New Kelke Church, but someone of the city guard?
Was there like a door? Was there like a?
It didn't. There was not on the top.
You just
saw
a staircase
going
just
down.
a staircase.
You don't know if at the bottom of the staircase, but yeah, it was just a staircase leading down.
I'm gonna describe it to her, and if you simply must know what's down there, perhaps we could distract him.
Well, what I was actually thinking is, once the Tiefling is done, I thought maybe she could help us. I mean,
You're gonna
maybe
send
she-
her down there.
No, maybe she could charm the guards person or something, or cast a spell.
Am I not charming enough?
No, I mean literally the. Can you use charm? She has a spell that.
You didn't ask.
Wow.
No, but I can be persuasive.
Right, but what I'm trying to avoid, Graven, is leaving a lasting impression. And I think that
You'd like to get
intimidating
by
him might leave a lasting impression, whereas charming him might not.
Would you like to pretend you are hurt and run by him, and I will sneak down?
Oh my god.
Or you could use your feminine wiles.
Safira just kind of takes a second for him to like take her in. She's got a 5 o'clock shadow right now. She's bald. She's like...
Merely suggestions.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we should see what Orba thinks, maybe. If I get that it might not be worth our while, but I also think that it's odd that there's someone guarding it that isn't even from the church. I think that's strange. I mean, maybe it's not significant,
How
but
about this? I'll go ask him. I'm gonna start kind of walking back over towards. Yeah.
And he's, because he's kind of not truly paying attention, you get decently close before he even kind of really looks up to see you. And he kind of looks up, and then he kind of sees you coming. He sort of sits up a little bit. Can I help you? You lost?
Curious, this isn't the main entrance to the temple.
No, up the staircase.
What's this?
Some of the kindred are buried down here.
Kindred, what's that?
The members of the church. Some find it part of the practice to be buried underneath the gods.
Are you with the church?
The church hires me. Well, they hire city guard to watch, not just me.
This is not a public place.
No, sorry. Only kindred.
If I wanted to learn more about the New Kelke, is there someone who could escort me down there?
Yes, you could ask one of the kindred at the church. They probably won't do that tonight. It's rather late.
I can't just have a small look.
No. It's just a crypt. There's a bunch of graves. They're buried.
They fascinate me.
Sure. You could ask them to take you down there.
I'm just gonna turn away.
And the guy's like,
that guy's sitting there
What
like,
a weirdo.
weirdest Goliath came up to me.
you go.
Safira.
You disappear.
They fascinate me.
You may never see me again. It's a
Anything?
burial ground.
Oh, okay.
He guards it for the...
I mean, I suppose that makes sense. It's under a church, but I mean, why is he guarding it?
because it's not open to the public.
Okay, so they're just paying someone to guard some private... I'm beginning to think maybe this map wasn't worth 21 gold, but I feel like...
Give me a religion check.
Oh.
Right here.
Something has happened.
Let's see it.
Religione.
Come on.
That's a dirty 1.
Dirty one.
Oh, come on.
You don't remember any traditions about the New Kelkin
Wait.
sort of kindred specifically.
Are you a cleric with a -1 religion check?
It's an
That's right.
intelligence check, yeah.
Oh my goody.
You don't need to know anything about the gods to be an instrument of the gods.
That's
Fascinating.
accurate.
Is it? It sounded like it made sense to me.
Okay, well, I mean, if anything, Orba might know.
And under other circumstances, if it were during the day, we could have perhaps one of the priests or something walk us down there, but we can't because it's too late right now.
Okay, thanks for asking, I
Again,
guess.
we could subdue him or distract him if you'd really
We
like to
could,
get
I'm
down
not
there.
sure if it's worth it. I'd rather at least first talk to Orba and see if she knows anything about this tradition of burying the kindreds under the I mean, if that's significant in any way. I mean, I don't know. This is her religion, right?
I don't know.
we'll say at about this time, you start to see Beto and Orba coming and moving quickly with purpose, but they're not like running out. They're just sort of quickly
Sprinting out of the church.
and they come all the way down to meet you at the base of the stairs.
You alright?
I hope that this has been sufficient. I feel like I did not perform as much of a service as you thought I would.
No, you did more than adequate, Doctor. Thank you. Can I pay you anything additional? Because, well, I am quite satisfied.
Another 5. We'll call it even.
I can agree to that. Another 5. And 5.
These are just
I would obviously appreciate it if you really didn't share any of what I told you.
Communications with the dead are private in nature.
I very much appreciate it. Good luck with Tuk 2.
And he sort of remembers what he was doing before this sort of endeavor. He's sort of,
I'll let you return to
Can we
that.
offer you any assistance with your whatever you're doing in Tuktu? I mean, we might be useful.
Are you friendly with any of the principals in Tuktu?
Specifically,
Specifically, perhaps the 8th district, where my house is?
no. I mean, we are going to the 4th precinct, which is, the only place we can get in.
Yes. If I wanted to go there, I could, but like I said, that's not very useful.
You'd rather stay here than the 4th precinct.
Well, 4th precinct doesn't have much to offer. It's mostly agrarian. Farmers.
There are no inns.
There might be one, but like I said, I know people here and there's more to do here if I'm to be here for an extended period of time.
You don't know anything about the plague or the lockdown that there. I mean,
Only the symptoms, nausea, blackouts sometimes. I wasn't there when it struck, obviously.
Have you had contact with anyone you know in the 8th precinct?
I have not, no.
Perhaps when we go, we'll be able to send you any kind of update. I'm sure if I send something to the lakeside.
and the government hasn't released any sort of the information about when the lockdown might be lifted. Do they know what's causing this plague?
Not to my knowledge, no, but I would not be privy to that kind of information.
At least you're safe here.
Yes.
Perhaps if we connect with any city officials who have any information, we may not, but if we do, we can send a message back to you here.
Not necessary, but appreciated, thank you.
Well, be safe. Hopefully we will see you at some point soon, and take care.
Good luck.
Thank you.
sort of shuffles off his little sort of ceremonial cloak, sort of trailing behind.
So,
I did it.
Did what?
I spoke to her. It's a long story, I think.
did she have...
I'll take out the flower.
Did I see the previous flower? Is this the first time I've seen?
Are you?
We all saw
I'm
her rip it up
99%
on
sure
the,
that she
Yeah,
showed
you
us.
saw me rip it
yeah.
up.
We all saw her ripping up after Blom's.
I think it is wise that I take it, actually.
Last time you took one of these flowers, we were chased by undead.
Possibly a coincidence?
Does it seem like a coincidence to you?
No. However,
So then,
there is an argument for...
Safira's like looking at the flower, like.
I might have to process what happened, but there is an argument for those aren't the enemies we need to be worried about.
Well, fuck's sake, what enemies do we need to be worried about?
When the group is together again, I will share, just to avoid repeating myself.
Okay.
May I?
No.
Is it dangerous?
No.
Orba and Graven just like get up and
Safira kind of like watches, like,
Yeah.
sick, don't know what's going on.
All right.
Yes.
Orba, not to trouble you, I know there's a lot on your mind. So we went to investigate where the hole was,
Okay.
behind this church, and the church seems to hire a guard from the city, a moon guard, they have their dead, I guess the kindreds are buried under there.
Uh-huh.
I don't know anything about this tradition, I don't know if you do.
Give me a religion check with advantage.
Religion 15.
15. You recall some of the practices of the people who long time served the church as a kindred, that not necessarily being buried under the church itself, but it is a common practice to be buried with your most prized possession. So if they were buried with things that were particularly meaningful to them, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that someone would be guarding that, so people don't take those items. So,
Yes.
for grave robbery even, that doesn't guarantee that that's what but you remember that as a ritual, that people are buried, like they take their most prized possession with them to the grave.
Well, yes. When people are buried that are of this faith, usually they are buried with a valuable, is how I would describe it. So it's possible that he is just guarding against grave robbers.
Well,
You really want to find the hole. You really want to look at the hole.
I don't know, I think...
What about one of the holes I pointed out?
No, I mean, I think those are good holes to look at too.
If you need for yourself to look at one of these holes, the most dangerous and probably the most fruitful are the one on the Hendry farm and the well.
Sorry, what?
The one on the Hendry's farm and the well. Both
Actually,
of those we know
wait,
are...
hang on. Maybe now is the perfect time to go to the one at Henry's farm. We know he's not there. And Teo, I know. He's been friendly. So if anything, worst case scenario, we see Teo, I think... I don't want to be seen by Teo, but I think we could control
Safira.
that situation.
That is also the only hole that we know exactly what is down there, which is a teleportation circle.
Yes.
Well, there might be something else down there, we don't know.
Obviously, there is something else. Of course, there's something else. There are guards. There is goods. There is. That's exactly where we don't want to go.
There's information.
Honestly,
If you think
We know
can
where
learn,
he is. So at least we know that we're not going to be found, we're not going to be discovered by him.
what if I think we know what's in the Hendry farm hole. I think what we don't know is what's in the well hole.
Well, but that's a scarier hole to poke our heads down. That's infinitely...
Yes, which is why I was going to suggest you speak to a
Debatable.
little critter friend and be like, go check this out.
I mean, I can do that. How much useful information I'll be able to glean from it? They're
Well-
not exactly surveillance operatives. I would be asking, a rat or a pigeon.
Sure, but it's better that the rat gets killed than one of us.
I would have to agree with you on that.
Well, you do what you want, it's your holes.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm not even sure if I want to... I don't want to get that near to the well, so I'm worried that I'm not sure that a rat's attention span is going to last long enough for it to run over to the hole, check it out, and then come back, but I could certainly ask.
I think rats are supposed to be smart.
Okay.
I don't know.
Safira's now, like everywhere she goes, she's going to be, scanning the ground for little rats.
Just for your knowledge for the spell, you probably want to find one nearer to it. It's probably, for it to
That's
go
what I
all the
mean.
way
That's
there.
what I
Yeah,
mean.
so if you were to go over to that area, you might be able to find one that could
Yeah.
What's happening to you?
But the church is not, it's not super far, but it's not super close to that well area.
What do you want to do?
you would look at the well.
I would have a rat look at the well.
Let's go.
You guys are going over that again?
We all show up with
We all just, oh, God.
We're all not supposed
Start
to
to
be
head in that
here.
direction. We'll go back for a second to the scale house. You guys sort of sit at the bar and wait for a while, and you notice a couple times as you look over to keep an eye on him, his eyes flicker over to you guys a couple times as he's now sort of interacting with you.
Great, now he hates me too.
And he waits for a while, another maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And finally, gets his chair and he kind of taps Derek on the back, and Derek kind of gets up. And he gives he looks like he reaches into his pocket and he gives Derek a coin. And Derek sort of takes it, puts it in his pocket.
Rich.
Could be a cop.
And he comes up to the bar and he doesn't sit, but he kind of leans over. If your friend wants to talk, I'm staying at my brother's. And he gets up. He doesn't wait for a response, turns out. And he sort of taps Derek, and the two of them walk out. Door is closed. You guys are here?
What time is it roughly?
It's probably 8:30, almost 9 o'clock right now. About 9 o'clock, given how long you waited for him to get up and go.
9 o'clock? Okay, so that's...
Thinking about how much a long rest takes?
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
So I can wake up at 5 in the morning if I go right now. I don't think pursuing him is worth it. Even if he recognizes us, even if he knows us, I don't think he has enough information to put all the pieces together. At least not this evening. As in, I don't think he's gonna ring up a group of soldiers or thugs or anything and barge down our door. Doesn't even know which room we're staying in.
It's true.
So, and he doesn't know where our friends are staying, so hopefully this is a problem that won't occur for enough time to get us out. We're leaving in the morning.
Right. But if we do see Safira again tonight for some reason, we should just let her know.
I think I might go to bed now, actually. In order to get a very early start in the morning.
Alright. Just... Do you mind if I stay out a while?
Don't do anything stupid, but yes.
I'm thinking maybe going to the well is the second option, but I might...
Old bait and switch there. I think going to the well is the second option.
What's the first option?
The man I was talking to in the group said he was staying at the Lakeside Inn. If I ask Prescott nicely, maybe he'll tell me what room is his.
And then?
See if I can find out any more information.
Are you planning on going to the well this evening? Because that's not something you should do by yourself.
It's probably true. I can always come back and...
Wake me up?
Would you mind?
Yes.
Well, either...
I need a rest before we head to Tuktu.
I don't really want to go to the well, Erland, because Jillian has pretty much advised me against it. But there may be unfinished business there. But I do want to see what I can get without putting anyone in danger.
I'm gonna have to rob this bastard tonight. Let's go to the well now, then. Yes, if you're going to do this, I need to rest, and let's go to the well now and just... I don't need to be here for this conversation with this... whomever.
Okay, he
That's
could
not
have
a-
a lot of information on...
I'm saying you can do that by yourself. I don't think that he's gonna
Okay.
mug you in his room in the
If
Lakeside
we're
Inn.
going, I don't want to go in a hurried fashion. I just want to
No,
pass
let's-
by the alleyway, see if there's anyone there.
Or let's wait maybe 5-10 minutes just so that Errol has a moment to clear and get wherever he's going, and then we'll casually walk over to the well.
Sure.
Goodness, we can't leave a town quietly, can we? All right.
I'm not trying to stir it up. I just would like to see if anyone would like to have another chat.
All right. So I'm gonna wait
Okay.
5-10 minutes to finish up the beer.
Start to head out. So we will head over to...
These guys, all of you.
Why?
You're all so irresponsible.
I wanted to go to bed at 9 p.m.
You grandma.
in order to rob someone.
You guys move through the streets of Mukmu. Now, quieter at night, it's fully dark at this point, just the lamplight from houses that are still awake, or some of the sort of main structures. You can see in the distance the reservations, and it's over a couple blocks. And you wander along to the description again that Wesley gave you. A little opening between two homes. It goes back into an alley. And none of it at this point is lit at all. And because it's not sort of on the city street, you'd be walking into a virtually pitch black alley. So,
well, I can see.
Yes, with dark vision. Yes, of course. But again, only up to 60 feet.
So I'm gonna make a. Can I just double check to make sure that we don't see any like shapes, masses, sort of moving in
the alleyway?
In the alleyway.
Sure.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
Orba will look around.
And again, just looking down from the street into this area, you can't see the well area yet. It sort of kicks off, and you have to go down a little ways before you can see into that area. You give it a good look. As far down as you can see, you don't see anything. And a couple of them would look like, as you go further, it looks like the backyards of houses. Like it looks like you're kind of walking between the backyards of houses. You see some strung up laundry, things like that.
I don't see anything. I think I'm probably. Am I close enough, do you think, to the well?
Again, you'd have to walk down the alleyway a little bit. It's not a straight line. It kind of kicks off a little bit.
I'm gonna walk a bit further. I don't see anyone so far.
Should I not make a light yet?
I don't think you should at all.
All right. Well, can I stay between you two?
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna like kind of go a little bit ahead of them. Like, I'll go first if I see anyone. It'll just be me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna kind of head down a little bit further.
Start to walk down. Feet kind of crunching on the sort of gravel and rocky sort of. It's not a true path like a real road, so you're sort of feet crunching against it. And you kick off to the right a little bit. And it opens up, and you can see down, and finally, it looks like it's opening another 50 feet ahead of you or so. Okay. It looks like it opens into that wider area. And in the center of it, it looks to be a well.
And do I see anyone in this area at all?
You do not.
Okay. Then I'm gonna kind of walk into the sort of circular area, and I'll kind of make a little like signal behind me.
Start to move forward. As you start to move forward towards the sort of more open area, you hear a noise.
I'm stopping as soon as I hear it.
It sounds like wind chimes. Mm-hmm. Sounds like one of the sort of porches or back areas of these houses has a few wind chimes. Just a quiet kind of tinkling as the breeze is blowing through.
I'm gonna like take a second and kneel down. And I'm gonna look around and see if I see any small critters around.
Give me a perception check.
Oh boy. You told Erland and I about...
3. I don't see anything.
Not yet. You haven't gotten all the way into the open area yet, but this sort of back area there are some like back porches and structures and things, so it's less sort of open for animals or anything like that.
Obviously, I'm a bit worried that if I step into this circle, that I bet I'm gonna trigger some kind of alarm spell of some kind.
We've been told to come back here and knock on the door that has the wind chimes, yes?
Yes.
So we stay away from that, but if you'd like to check the well, I could light a stone and drop it down.
I mean, that would maybe draw more attention than we need to, but if we can just kind of... I'm gonna kind of like crouch and like kind of move into the area.
Give me a stealth check.
Oh god, this is such a terrible...
Remember,
you know what? You shut up. 23! I don't know why I didn't just...
Very quietly step through, and as you get closer, again, you stop when you hear a little ting, 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 ting. But again, it just sounds like the wind chimes kind of moving back and forth. You get over in the area, you're now enough into it that you can kind of see to your left and right the whole open area here. You don't see a single soul.
Okay, and now can I check again and see if I can find any little critters? I don't. 4. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and cast Talk to Animals.
Okay.
And like see if I can't call out to them.
Just takes a moment to sort of...
Jordan just looked at me like, don't do that.
No,
don't
sorry.
waste the spell slot.
I'm just on the edge of my seat.
Okay. So...
What do you say?
Food. I've got food.
Give me a persuasion check.
My flesh is tasty.
Oh my god! How is it? It's not the die. It's me. It's me. It's me.
Truly.
I have nothing. Three, nothing.
As you whisper it, there's sort of a porch over on your left that has like a step up before it gets to the person's back door. You see kind of a whiskered nose peek out and then disappear.
Food. I'm kind of like trying to look for rations.
What is
do
that
I have
noise?
anything? Do I have like?
What do you have? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have any rations. I don't think. I don't have anything on me. I really don't think I have anything food related on me.
Do you have any lemonade?
No.
Gotta take him out of the
Owlbear took the lemonade.
That's
Yeah.
right. And there's now a superhero somewhere.
Yeah, I have nothing.
Got a delicious line.
So I'm kind of like.
You have nothing.
I do. Somebody have some bread or something.
I have
Does any-
basilisk venom.
So are there any bird feeders at any of these houses?
Have you looked down the well?
That's what I'm working on. I can't. I see one, but I need to have something to lure it. And then I'm gonna kind of in rat again. Please help, please, friend.
Oh no.
When we were coming toward the alleyway, is there like a food stand, anything that would be open?
Food stand?
Yeah, like a shop.
Down the
Like a
alley?
halal cart.
No, on the way to the alley.
Oh,
like
on
if
the
I
way
ran out the
there.
alley.
The shops are closed.
Closed.
I mean, the taverns and things are open and have food at them, but
But I don't think anything's near us.
no, not in particular.
Fuck, we might need to come back with some bread or something.
We came all the way here. Look down the well.
Okay. I'm just worried dropping something down the well might trigger something. So I'm gonna go up to the well and kind of peek down.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, God.
This is
Come
a
on.
terrible idea. I can't believe I'm even doing this.
Just
13.
13. You look down, and it's hard to make out any specifics. I mean, you can look down, and it looks like reflecting off of possibly a little bit of the moonlight or something. You can see a little bit of water at the bottom, and it looks like some clumps of... It's hard to tell what it is. It could just be dirt, mud. It's hard to tell. Nothing definitive without getting a better look, like a light or something.
Does it look like an entrance?
I'd have to get a better look.
How deep is it?
I mean, you were able to see to the bottom with your dark vision just barely, so probably 50 feet. Ish.
50 feet or so.
Oh,
I could drop a very small lit pebble and dispel the light as soon as it gets to the bottom.
that or I could get you to fly down.
Orba.
Okay, that's a bad idea, I guess. Never mind. I take it back.
Well, gosh, I wish I had some bread or something on me. I can still talk to it. If one of you, I know it's a pain, but it's certainly safer. Would you rather have the rat go down there or me? Because one of us is going down.
The rat does not concern me. I don't know what he can do for us.
Well, maybe nothing, but he might be able to at least tell us if there's someone down there.
I'm gonna look for a pebble or something.
There's rocks and stuff. It's a dirt backyard. Yeah, a little pebble.
I'm gonna hold it up.
Okay.
And I'm gonna kind of... Can I see enough that I can see like where the well is?
If they direct you to,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't direct you. We're just gonna have you.
He just drops in the middle of the yard.
Well, I don't want to light it until I'm
Yes.
like my arm is like reaching kind of down into
You can
the
touch
well.
the edge and hold down a little
Yeah, and I'll light drop.
Drop it.
And
So as
look.
you drop it, it has that kind of effect of like the ring. You can see the ring kind of traveling down to the bottom, and you hear like a as it plops into the water.
And it
Give me a perception check.
Oh my
As
God,
look
what
down.
do you see? How many chess pieces are in the bottom?
Dead body.
21.
21.
Oh.
Right before the kind of plops into the water, you see a kind of moppy-looking, hairy head.
gonna
Holy
dispel the
God!
light.
Holy God!
And step back from the well and like,
Oh no!
There may be a body down there. Do I recognize?
It was only the top of his head. I mean, it was
His.
A body,
maybe.
living or dead?
I'm going to guess dead.
He's swimming.
If he's not dead, he's breathing underwater.
Sick.
We should leave.
You don't want to know who's down there?
Well, why don't you
He
report it
does
to the
not
police
concern me at all.
Okay, I mean,
It bloated. It looked like could
How-
I
yeah.
tell?
I mean, again,
how
it was
looked?
mostly under the water, so like it was like this with
Yeah.
a little hairy head on top. I mean,
then? Didn't they say that this alleyway was cut off at one point because there was a dead body? There's going to be another one.
It could be an old one. It could be a new one. You have two options, Safira. You knock on that door right now, or we leave right now.
What?
what do you mean? Why are those the two
We
options?
investigate, or we
I don't
leave.
like either of them.
Can you give me a third option?
Or we leave.
It feels wrong to walk away when you just found a body.
We can report it.
Okay, what would you, I mean, do you not want to investigate? Are you not curious?
We are leaving this city.
You don't want to know what's going to follow us?
Hopefully nothing if we leave right now.
Little decision time here.
Oh god.
Okay. We have to report it.
So you don't want to knock on the door?
Do you?
Not particularly.
Particularly? Is there a part of you that does? Because I feel like
Do
there
you want to
is.
investigate this area any more than finding the body? I will walk to that door and knock on it right now.
Oh god. It's such a terrible idea and it's so tempting.
Safira and Orba give me perception checks.
Ah, shit.
Oh god, we waited too long.
Erland
Probably.
might have to hop a Yui. I don't.
16. Perception. 16.
16. As you guys are sort of quietly talking here in the middle, the wind chimes ding, 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 sort of dingling. You sort of look over one time as the wind sort of whips through and there's another kind of ding, 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 ding. And at that moment you hear a little, and it looked like someone was holding up the bottom of like a curtain and they let it go.
We need to leave. We need to leave right now.
Let's go.
Oh god. They're not getting out.
Stay down. Tiptoe.
Squatting Goliath.
Get out of those. Yeah, quick way to go.
Are you going quickly or quietly? Pick one.
Just hold my hand quietly.
Okay, quiet.
Give me stealth checks, all of them.
Oh, good.
You're not getting out of this alleyway.
Never.
Oh,
10.
I threw it.
24.
11.
Oh,
No.
24, dude.
Oh, 24. I thought you said 4. I said 4. I'm sorry.
I don't think you can even get a 4 on that.
Jesus.
I can't.
So you guys quickly sort of holding on the Graven, and you hear behind you the jingling kind of fade away as you get a little further and further. And you come back out into the street. You can hear your feet kind of hit the cobblestone. And now the lamplight of like a little along the street. It's not like brightly lit, but some of the houses still with lights along them. You guys get back out into the street.
go to the lakeside.
Kind of shuffle off to that way. Erland and Beezaura, give me perception checks.
Oh no! I was hoping they would catch us on their way out. Be like, nope, we shouldn't go.
7.
Oh no.
Perception 11.
11. As you guys sort of make the turn, as you guys are quietly sort of making your way over, you look down the street that you know the alley to be in, especially Beezaura, who, was there very much before. You guys look down the alley to make sure, coming this way, don't see him.
Oh my god.
That was mean.
That's terrible.
That was roaming.
I've had the alley
You've been
described to
to-
me. I have
think,
not.
I think you also walked by the entrance street. You didn't go down it.
Because the
Yes.
2 guards were still
Yeah.
there when there was a body in there.
So what's your plan?
Honestly. I honestly didn't have an exact plan for the alley. Just to see if there was anything left behind, maybe.
In the well? In the alley?
Both.
Did you already tell people that he dropped chess pieces down there?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if that was...
Just a trash can.
I'm not sure if it's worth the risk, and I know
Jillian is definitely sure it's not worth the risk. Have you heard anything about this place before?
The alley and the well? Well, I know that they found a dead body in the well. I know that Wesley has tried to ambush us at the well with the whole Lufami thing when we asked for a copy of GGG, the Tiefling, Goliath and I.
So all bad experience.
Yes, it seems to be either, if it's not where this Duffy lives, it's certainly where they conduct business. It's where they at least kill people or threaten people, or it seems to be a meeting place in that we did find that, Sufanomi and Plethomai are ways of contacting people positively in there.
Right.
So, if there's something you need to investigate, I'm not going to let you do it alone because despite our differences, I'd rather have you not die overnight before we leave.
Thank you. Well, it's either head in or we both go to the lakeside and you need to tell Safira that he's waiting for you.
I don't care about the well, so don't go to the well without me is basically what I'm saying. This is your chance to go if you want to do it. Don't do it later.
Let's just take a look.
All right. Lead the way.
You guys get up to it. Again, you get up to the sort of entrance to the alley.
I can't
right
see.
away you can see, as soon as you go into the alley, it's going to be virtually pitch black for your purposes. Erland can see.
Well, looks like I need your help more than I thought.
All right, good. Are we deep enough in that I can see the well?
You haven't
at
entered
least?
yet.
Oh, sorry.
Are you going in?
Yeah.
All right,
Have you seen anything yet?
hold my hand. Hold her hand, and I'm going to sort of move in. Let's go very quietly.
Give me stealth checks for both.
This is stupid. This is...
Oh, nat 20, baby. Just passing notes?
Yep.
No.
9.
9. Erland is able to, because he can see, he's sort of guiding you through. And even though it's hard without being able to see sort of where the soft spots are to make little noise, you have been down here before.
Yeah.
So you know that there's like a few fences, sort of laundry and stuff. You know that you have to be careful about not accidentally touching something. And you make your way into the back area of the well. It's empty. No one's here.
Do you see anything or hear anything?
The wind chimes.
Okay.
I assume I see the well at the end of the sort of...
It's in the middle.
Yeah, I see the well.
Can you see anything down there?
I'll have to move up a little bit.
Quietly.
And lead her with me.
Lead her up to the edge of the well. And you look down, you kind of see what Safira saw, which is like there's a little bit of reflection off the water and some lumps in the water, but not discernible from this distance what it is without true light.
Would climbing down the well very quietly be extraordinarily dangerous, or is it
What?
narrow enough that I'd be able to
It
shoot
would
my way down?
definitely be difficult. I mean, and if you slipped and fell, you're falling possibly 50 feet.
No.
Don't do that.
No.
Hold on.
We're not.
I just
It does
got
have the ability
just
to
got a
fall
falling
slowly.
thing.
Remember when I said I could make somebody float down there, and you were like, "No."
Somebody
The real
How
trick
much?
is
How does damp fall damage work?
it's 1d6 for each 10 feet, I think.
You don't know
Don't you
that?
dare.
No, I don't think we should.
That's like from it.
There's no I also have a climbing kit.
The real trick without exterior tools would be getting back up, actually. That would be
Yeah.
But with
very,
a
very
climbing
difficult.
kit, could she not lower a rope and I could?
Yes. Yep.
I have a climbing kit.
Erland,
This was your idea, so.
I know. But if you can't see anything initially,
Do you have any? I don't have anything.
I don't.
To
I
light
have
with.
nothing. I think we should just go.
All right.
Just be quiet. If you can't see anything initially, I don't want to.
I mean, what I could do, I suppose, is I have a tinderbox. I could light a match and drop it down.
Yeah, it might go out on the way down.
All right. Want me to light a match? See if that helps.
It's also not a box of matches. It's a tinderbox.
It's a tinderbox.
It has like
so
a
it
flint.
just-
I mean, you could light a little something and drop it down.
Okay. Is there like a piece of grass?
Yeah, a piece of charcloth or something.
Or
that comes in the-
grass?
in the
Or no, like a round.
A piece of
Or-
Charcloth is what you light it with.
Okay.
I don't want to make
Yes, you could light a little thing on
scene
fire
of
and drop
it,
it.
Erland.
It would be a little flame and I drop it down.
I'm getting a bad feeling about this place over again. If you want to, sure, but otherwise I think we should just go.
Perception checks for both of you.
22.
I always forget. 11.
11. As early as you two are on like kind of opposite sides of the well, kind of talking, looking down occasionally. And out of the corner of Erland's eye, you see the little corner of one of the sort of curtains that's hanging over one window, kind of.
Is it the one by the wind chimes?
Yes.
We're being watched.
Let's go.
Yes, quietly.
Obviously.
And sort of duck down and quietly turn it up.
Give me stealth checks.
I'm sweating. I'm like really sweating.
8.
Really?
Use a gun now.
8.
You guys
Oh,
kind of
guys.
quickly move. You start to move in the other direction. Your feet kind of against the dirt, shuffling a little bit. You hear a
No.
Oh, God.
door opening. Are you moving quickly out?
I'm waiting to see what Busy does.
I'm moving quickly out.
Great.
I'm following her quickly.
You guys go down the alley, take a little left, bends a little bit, back out to where you can kind of see where the light's kind of filling the street a little bit. Dim light.
Let's go. Just around the corner or something.
Alright, I'm gonna follow her.
You do so. You turn a corner, and the corner that you kind of turn, if you look on the map, again, most of the things are closed at this point, but it's pretty close to the main square. So as soon as you turn the corner, people don't go up to you, but there's already someone kind of walking by in the opposite
Okay,
direction. There's a couple other people around. You're not the only people
Great.
standing here.
I think I'm gonna go to the lakeside inn.
And you're not going to go back to the well, are you?
No.
Good. What time is it now?
I'm done with the well.
10 o'clock?
Pretty sure I'm done.
Almost 10 o'clock.
What's your plan?
Let me check out a map real quick, see where we are. We're in the town, sort of main town square area.
You're like I marked on some people's map the well spot.
Oh yeah, here it's
between 7 and 8.
And you guys just kind of went around the corner. So you're close to like the reservation center in the natural state.
Yeah.
But closer to the moon there, on the other side
There.
there. Yeah, like on that side, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've gone just like down the street a bit.
Did we say that Safira was staying at the Lakeside Inn? Was that a thing that was said?
Yeah,
Yeah, the three of them have
yeah,
the
we
keys.
said that when we
Okay.
were
She
gave the
upstairs.
key to them,
Yeah.
I'll come with you and meet Safira there.
Sure.
So I'll go with Beezy to Lakeside Inn.
Great. Everyone kind of headed in that direction. When we get over to the lakeside.
oh man, guys.
Woo!
And at this point that you guys arrive there, door opens up, and a couple people pass out as you come in. It seems like the dinner crowd is significantly, and because this isn't like a true bar tavern, people aren't staying late through the night here. There's a couple people left. It does look like Dr. Veto has possibly retreated to his room. He's not down here in the lobby. There's a couple people around. Prescott's there at the desk. The three of you enter.
Does anybody need dinner or a drink?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Brilliant.
Okay. I'll go up to the bar.
Sure, and it looks like they were kind of wrapping up,
Oh.
but he sort of... What can I get you?
Whatever's easiest for you.
We've got a soup, a vegetable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a vegetable soup too, and can you get me just 2 ales? Just would be nice.
Sure. And it's 6 copper for each of the soups, 4 copper for each of the ales. So,
So
10,
a silver
24
for a
total,
soup and a copper.
whatever that, whoever's paying for it.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I can.
Did you pay for it all?
No.
I think Safira ordered it. I
I
don't know who
ordered.
was.
Yeah. So I.
I ordered a soup and ale.
Yeah, same.
Wait, how much? I can't. I can't.
It was 24 copper, so 2 silver, 4 copper, if that's...
Okay. Yeah. That I can do.
That was for everything.
Yeah, that was for everything.
I'm going to friend to go out to dinner.
Oh.
So you
I
paid
paid
a silver and 4 copper.
Okay.
Use your calculator.
It's not that. It's like it's the whole concept.
She
of
only wants to do it
anything
for the
math.
damage. It's for the damage. Oh my god.
Alright, well, that's done. Yes? So, bedtime?
Yeah, I mean, I guess tomorrow morning we should say. I mean, someone should get a message and say that there's a body in the well. I mean, I don't want to sign a name. one of our names to that message, I think it should be delivered anonymously.
Yes.
But I feel a duty to tell
No,
someone.
nobody's arguing with you
Send
about
a message to
reporting about it.
Skentz through Preston.
Prescott.
Damn it.
Yes, why don't we just write a letter, give it to Prescott, he delivers it to them, and they're like, oh, thank you, stranger.
Full spit paid on.
Oh, damn.
I didn't spit it.
That was the slop.
Yep, the ale.
Oh, man. Oh, all right. Well, how's everybody feeling?
Tired.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm worried. That was rash. I'm sorry. It's a body at the bottom of the.
Yes.
We have left many in our wake. We discovered another.
You don't have to be so fucking cavalier about it, but okay.
I don't know. This guy kills people. I'm not very surprised.
Well, no, but that person at the bottom of the well has a family and people who are probably looking for him and who care. It does actually matter.
Maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Safira's kind of like really looking at him for a beat.
What do you want to do for him?
I want to... What would you want if your body was at the bottom of a well? Don't you have anyone who cares? I would care, at least a little bit.
Sounds quite peaceful.
Well, are you itching to go down there? Because I'm sure if you go back, knock on the door and say, Lou Farmy, you can get yourself down there quick enough. What, are you telling us you have a death wish?
No.
It matters, to be clear, and it matters to me that you know that it matters.
That we report it, I agree.
No, that someone died.
As I said, we have left many in our wake.
What are you guys doing? There's a quiet moment. What are you guys doing sort of after your meal, your drinks?
Shall we go to bed? Are there baths here?
I could use a scrub.
Oh, that sounds nice.
You guys know where it is. You've been there before. There's a separate room off of the main area that has a number of tubs.
Yeah, that sounds brilliant.
Like a community tub area?
It's a community. It's not one tub, but there's a number. It's one room. They're not like separate rooms.
Tub it up.
Tub.
Okay.
As you guys start to walk in that direction, the washroom is for...
Apologies, Prescott.
Sorry.
Oh,
Beezaura already rented the room. We're in 6H.
my apologies.
No,
Welcome
that is our fault.
back. Please.
Have a good night.
Really made ourselves at home here.
And you guys want to open the door. There's no one in there at the moment. There's probably, 8 bathtubs that are available.
Alright.
There's a little pump that you kind of and it comes out. Water's not warm, but it's it's lukewarm. It's not heated.
Oh, I forget what they're called.
Used to the cold.
The wrappings.
Oh, the
Booby wraps.
the towel wrap that's like the torso
Yeah.
wrap that like Katara wears.
Yeah. Orba gets down to that.
Yeah, we
Gets
looked
into
at
the
that.
bath.
I could conjure a bit of flame under the tub for a while if anyone wants a fully hot tub.
Shiz,
Oh, wow.
that'd be brilliant.
That's
Yes.
And Safira kind of like starts taking off and gets all excited.
I'll cast.
She like wasn't gonna
what
get
can
that
I
naked,
do?
but now she's like, well, if it's gonna be a real bath.
what a brilliant idea.
Spa night in Mukmu.
Yeah, spa night.
Guys. Erland, we're getting there just in time.
Most of my stuff is pretty destructive, but
Like burning hands?
yeah, burning hands. I mean, it's like a 15-foot cone of fire.
Yeah,
could
but
I say that I like?
You could
like,
control it.
Control it.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'll kind of
I
like.
mean, the baths aren't small, so
Come under the bath and kind of like.
after you
Sitting
pump
in
the
a
water,
fire.
it gets hot very quickly.
Okay, that's good.
And, yeah, onto the next one. Like.
Those are separate instances.
Oh damn it!
Oh, damn it.
music. I was just trying to
I
be
do have
nice.
plenty of
and now I
slots,
have
and if we're going to bed right away, I'll do it for the two of them. And I'll keep it on.
He does that. It gets nice and toasty. You actually have to wait a moment to step in after he kind of heats it. It really sort of starts to boil almost immediately.
I'm used to the cold.
But, okay. Well, thank you. This is delightful.
Almost more comforting.
thanks.
Okay.
You're welcome.
And Spirit's kind of really getting in there.
There's a couple like pumice stones like around.
You're welcome.
Exfoliate. And at about this time, Erland and Beezaura make their way back to the lakeside. And Prescott kind of sees you as you come in.
Evening, Prescott.
Evening. I believe your friends already arrived.
Perfect. Thank you.
They're in the washroom.
Wonderful. A quick question for you.
Yes.
Is there a man named Wiley staying here?
Let me check. Yes. He's staying with a couple of others, a couple of friends of his.
Do you mind if I ask what room? I met him at the scale house earlier.
Make a persuasion check.
Use that charm.
Come on, Beezy.
No charisma.
Come on. But you do have luck.
That's a nat one, but I am lucky.
Lucky. Yes, BB.
Are you lucky though?
That's.
Is she?
Yes.
Yes.
A little bit. 11.
He looks at you. Friend of yours?
I was a bit smitten with him earlier.
2A.
Oh.
Prescott,
Thanks.
you are a nice man. Thank you.
I love a good matchmaking.
Oh, you idiot.
This could be the one.
I hope so.
Prescott, I feel so bad.
Thank you.
So it goes back to
We should send him flowers.
Good. He deserves
Erland,
everything.
are you going to go find them?
Yes. I'll let Safira know.
I'll see if I can find out any more information.
See you tomorrow morning at the gates then, if I don't see you.
I'm sure you'll be able to see me again tonight.
Well, and if I'm staying at the scale house.
Oh,
Can you give me the key
Yes,
incidentally?
I'll
Take
give
the
it.
scale house key.
You could theoretically all sit in the same room and be crawling
Yeah.
up to there, but
And if I'm... Yeah.
We're close.
All right.
if you decide you would just like to stay here, I'm sure there's plenty of room.
I'll either see you in the room or I'll see you in the morning.
Great.
he starts to head towards the washroom. So what do you do?
I'm gonna go to 2A.
Up the stairs. Get to 2A. There's a light around the frame. It appears that someone's still awake, but it's quiet in there. You don't hear anyone saying anything at the moment.
And there's more than one person in that. Possibly. I'm gonna just like a light tap.
You hear kind of a... Who is it?
A friend.
A friend?
Who's speaking?
It's Wiley. Who's there? Who's at the door?
Would you like another round?
And you hear kind of a... comes up, opens the door. What are you doing here? And you can see into the room. There's another person in the room, and it looks like he's lying on the bed, and he has kind of a piece of parchment and a quill in his hand, and he's sort of looking at this interaction. So he's awake, and he's sort of... But it looked like he was in the middle of, writing something.
The kitchen's gonna close soon, but mind having a chat?
Chat about what? And he kind of steps out into the hallway a little bit and closes the door. Not fully, it's cracked, but a little bit behind him. You following me for some reason?
It has nothing to do with you specifically.
What's going on then?
Does the name Pindle mean anything to you?
Does it mean anything to you?
It may.
Gonna need more than that.
Should we head downstairs then?
And he pushes the door back open behind him. I think maybe a conversation for here.
If you insist.
Steps aside. inside. Walking through. Sort of peeks back out in the hall, kind of looks both ways to see if anyone was behind you. Closes the door. And that's where we're gonna end.
And
What would your brother say?
No.
Oh my god.
She might find out some really
What?
useful information that we don't know.
Sure, or they could just
Or they
punch
could
her in the
but-
face over and
or I
over.
could punch them in the
But
face.
she's got an in. She's got a juicy, juicy lead.
She's gonna end up in a episode 0 a box. And on the back.
And we've come full circle,
Yeah.
and she's back on the back of the carriage.
Oh, goodness.
Thank you guys so much for
Oh,
joining us
man.
for an episode full of
Broken
intrigue.
out into so many like really big
Episode full of
sweats
bad
tonight.
decisions.
Full of
As,
badness. Everyone's making terrible
Thought it was
decisions.
possible we'd get out of Mukmu today, but a little, a lot
Okay,
to do.
listen.
You were the blue me that time.
Thank you guys so much for joining us as
Yeah.
always. We will be back next week, same time, 7 o'clock, to see. We're sort of closing in on the end of this night. Tomorrow morning comes, a couple of business things to take care of, and then the group might be off on the way to Tuktu.
Maybe.
Whether
Never.
it's 4 of them or 5 of them.
Crossed.
Does someone want to hold up there? We didn't even get to. I didn't
no,
think
we-
we'd reach Tuktu at this point. Hold up the 4th precinct one.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where they're headed,
Beautiful.
to the Tuktu 4th precinct.
I really appreciate the colors. I'm glad.
Oh,
Yeah.
Stalo Grimer just subscribed. Thank you
Oh,
so much.
thank you very
Yay,
much.
thank you.
We really appreciate you guys hanging out, supporting, checking out the story, seeing what these people get up to.
Yes, and if anybody's new, we are kind of starting like a newer journey with our characters, but there's bunches of recaps and stuff on YouTube if you want to watch and get caught up and see what's going on.
We
And
could do a
Instagram.
whole binge and just go down a whole.
Yeah, it is a holiday weekend.
This is, like Jordan said,
One
this
more
is a good time if you are a new viewer, just because we really came to the end of the first major story arc and are now sort of beginning the next one. So not that it's not great to have a lot of context, but you don't necessarily need to know every bit of information to kind of move on from this point.
Some of us might even be rolling in characters.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I mean, some of us might be.
Stuck around in that alley a little.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, I regretted that choice like right away.
You guys, I mean, it was good that at least one person rolled good enough to like see the things each time. And back out.
So then I was like, this was stupid. I don't.
That's true. We actually.
What if Erland looked over the side and he's like, "There's 40 chess
He's like,
pieces."
I see
It's
a
just a
glimmer.
mound.
It's like Scrooge McDuck
There's
in
some
chess
sort of
pieces.
gem that I see.
Accio chess.
All right, get your climbing kit out. Get in there,
Yeah.
please.
I had a
Thank you.
climbing kit. You could have.
Do you realize how loud a climbing kit is?
Yes, we couldn't even walk without
No.
being seen.
You have to like put
No, like just the rope part of the climbing
And
kit.
like
You could,
the,
Oh.
yeah, and also like if there's a grappling hook at the end, like you put it on the
Yeah.
end. And you,
That's also loud.
And
It might be like a-
Well, and it's
We're better
slippery and it's dark
I
and
said
there's
it wouldn't be easy.
baddies.
Trying to help out my good friend Beezaura.
oh yes, that's
That's your only
guys been fighting
with her, right?
A lot of exciting leads to pick up on next week. We'll see you guys there. Have a wonderful night. Enjoy
Yes.
Labor Day weekend.
Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
Oh, new emote! Spam, spam, spam!
Spam the new email.
And tomorrow.
Don't bother trying to type them in.
Oh, wow.
There was a one, but she got
One.
to
Yeah,
revoke
but-
the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't count. You can't
Yeah, that's-
really
that's
nag
not
one
true
for
one.
BZ.
We had a
because she
dirty
doesn't
one
really-
and
I did a
that
dirty
one
one.
that disappeared.
I can't believe as a cleric you're a -1 religion.
We've talked about it.
Yeah.
It's not, has nothing to do.
No,
with-
I know. I get the logic.
It's
I just think
knowledge
it's
of
sad.
religious, like,
There is only one religion. The religion of Goose.
Oh my god! Safira, you.
On that note.
Dude, what would have
Alright.
happened if I had given you the
We're
flower?
done.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, everybody. While they do this, we'll sign off. Have a good night. See you
Good
next week.
night.
Bye. you.